Welcome, everybody. I know it's been a while, but we are back with the Meatheads podcast.
Moves done. Fuck up De Niro, I got a Snyder extended clip, so who wanna play hero? Go bad shit like Ozzy, I was born in the darkness. Oh, you the wolf, so we pull up and you're harmless. So pray to
Burberry scars, stripping Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports car.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Let me talk to you.
It's showtime.
It's showtime, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Thursday. I know, on a Thursday. What the hell we're doing here on a Thursday? But we're here, folks. That's right. Normally it's on Fridays, but a lot of things are happening since we're heading into the direction of WrestleMania. So we got to go ahead and do it a day before SmackDowns because there's a lot of things happening. I tell you that, folks. But yes, and welcome to Circle the Main Top Rope Wrestling Talk right here, episode 186. And that is business is about to pick up. As JR said, if you saw the promo we posted, that's right. Business is about to pick up, folks. That's right. Because I have the extreme of podcasting who had his birthday weekend, and I don't want to know what he did because I'm afraid he's going to tell me extreme things that he did, and I do not want to know.
What happened in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Exactly.
There were some sprinkles, there was some glitter, and there was some barbed wire. Not all at the same time.
There was a lot of things. Hey.
Oh, Meathead!
Morgan!
What's going on? Hey, Tempo is yes. Yo,
Tempo, what's up, brother?
Yes, what's going on? Yes, we are the scumbags of podcasting. That is right. I love it. I love it. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, introduce my host, mi familia, my padre, mi corazón, mi todo, that keeps me going. That is, of course, this man, the one, the only, who had a birthday weekend, the notorious one himself. He is the extreme of podcasting, the D.O.A.
I know nevermore. Oh God, is it only Thursday, y'all? I need a break. This will be fun anyway. Let's fucking go.
That's right. The notorious one himself. And we got the man with the blue and the red, who he's normally supposed to be originally blue, but we caught him last week drinking red, but I'm not going to say anything. Because he is the only fan of podcasting, folks. Just for $3.99, you can hit this man up on social media platforms because he is the sexiest beast of all time here on this network. Because he is the Mussolini
and Kennedy. He's the fill of fucking Pepsi.
That's right, baby. That's Pepsi Phil, what is happening, brother?
I'm a little traumatized today, man. I'm a little traumatized. found out. I'm traumatized today, boys. I gotta say it again. I'm traumatized, boys. I found out our very own Grandma Wendy was a Cowboys fan, and no one told me
You
about
know
this.
that?
Nobody
know that?
No.
By the way, read this. Roses are red, violets are blue. The Cowboys suck, and the Giants too.
Oh no, y'all didn't tell me about this betrayal.
Oh,
I thought you knew, man.
I thought you knew.
I
She
feel like
introduced us, so I thought you knew because I knew. So
again, this secret y'all was keeping from me. I don't know if I can trust. My life is a
kept
lie.
that secret. She
My
kept
life-
that. That had nothing to do with me. My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it. Okay.
All right, I will try to persevere through.
Tell my dad that you were drinking Coke.
You snitch, Morgan. You snitching.
Oh, he has to school. Yeah, shout out to Morgan. I can't wait.
You've been off all week. What you been doing?
What?
The Steelers are better than every team. Well,
I mean, congratulations on Russell Wilson.
I was about to say the same. I got Russell Wilson. I hope it lasts well. Hopefully, it won't hurt his feelings.
I hope he remembers how to play the game. He had the last couple of years.
He didn't got Mark. He don't have Marshawn Lynch in the back. So good luck to him.
That's right. But that's right, folks. There's a lot of things we're gonna get into, but not too much, but kind of, because it's been a short week.
NFL content for y'all. That's
I know everybody's anticipating to hear our thoughts of big business. We're saving that for last because there's a lot of things that we got to talk about in there.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to get this out of the way so we go ahead and get into it, folks, because the prediction man was here correctly right. And that is, of course, yes, you were right the whole time. That's right. Sami Zayn won the gauntlet match on Raw. Now he's facing Gunther WrestleMania. We talked about it last week. We said, okay, Sami's a perfect fit. But good match, by the way, I wanted to say. Him and, of course, Chad Gable. And for me, it was actually a great main event. I was glad that they closed it out with that main event. And it was awesome. It actually was. I was impressed. And and not only that, but the one I was impressed was JD McDonald's and Ricochet. See, McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a good matchup, a great start. But in the end, Sami prevailed. He won. He is now the number one contender. He will be challenging Gunther at WrestleMania. Notorious, I'm going to let you go because you're the prediction. You are the Debate Network champion. That's why you hold that belt for that reason, because he is. Dare anybody to challenge him, and it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. A lot of people have faith.
I mean, if you're ready to lose, you know. Because unlike another long reigning champ, I keep my shit interesting. But I digress. I don't know what to say about this other than this is the way that it should have been. Like this is why I predicted it, because this is a WrestleMania quality match for a WrestleMania card. No offense to Chad Gable. I love him. I hope he gets another shot. I hope he becomes Intercontinental Champion and more before he hangs it up. But you're not on that level, bro. Kudos to Ricochet for a great match. I'm sure it will lead to nothing. And JD McDonough, you again with the effort, maybe one of these days they'll make you a full-fledged member of the Judgment Day and you won't just be a towel boy. But Sami and Gunther is going to be absolutely amazing. And it would be even more amazing if Sami were to end this reign at WrestleMania after records being broken in what, Seth Rollins himself called biggest mania in history. I'm very happy for him. I know there are people that say like, oh, after everything Sami's done, this is beneath him. It's not. It's really not.
Somebody's getting started already with the $3.99.
Always gotta make that money, boo boo.
Gotta make that money.
That was
make your paper, boo boo.
Calm down, boys.
Miss Pop.
Calm down.
It's JD McDonald's. I'm sorry, Morgan.
It was my alarm.
This is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. So really, Sami taking his title would be the second greatest thing to Another man taking a title at WrestleMania.
Oh man. By the way, I did like this promo on Raw. It was actually great. You know that he cried, of course. But one thing, like, what do you speaking of the third inning? The third inning. This is the third. I like that. Cody did a good job, but
oh no, we're in the ninth.
Yeah, but man.
But yeah, I mean, it's tremendous for both guys. I mean, to see Gunther on a WrestleMania card, holding that Intercontinental title, to see Sammy put in this spot, and I will lose my mind if he wins. I know he's been Intercontinental Champion before, but this time it would actually mean something. Whereas before, he was in that time period where the Intercontinental Championship was like, why do we even have this? I don't know. Maybe we'll change it up, and then that'll make it different. No, that didn't work either. What do we do with it now? Oh no.
Oh man, but I'm stoked. I'm actually happy for Sammy. So this is gonna be a good story.
I wouldn't mind that either, Temple. If next year they're fighting for a world championship, that would make total sense.
Absolutely. Pepsi Phil.
So
come on, Phil.
Heaven help you. So here's the thing. I love the fact that Sammy and Gunther's at WrestleMania. I would never complain about that. However,
I knew that was coming.
I was waiting for that too. I was
just waiting for the butt.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. If Sammy wins or loses, it does nothing for him. He's still on the fast track to go up. Like he's still skyrocketing up. He still has a strong push. I feel like this match would have benefited Chad Gable a lot more. It would have put him on a big stage. It would have given him Gunther. If he beats Gunther, not only does he have that much shine, but then it's like, what does Gunther do next? What else? Go after the championship and Cody.
Well, you know what, maybe then Chad should have been in the empty arena talking about how he has to win a championship and being all passionate, because that's what Sammy was doing, and clearly look where he's at. Meanwhile, Chad's in the back putting pink tights on Akira Tozawa and shit. So maybe that's the problem.
First of all, you're gonna really blame Chad.
You dress for the job you want. If you're gonna dress for a Raw spot, you get a Raw spot. Sammy dressed for a Mania spot.
Sammy's booked for a Mania spot. Don't be blaming Chad because he ain't put him in the spot. So, but the thing is, every time Chad went against Gunther, it was a 5-star banger.
Oh yeah.
So for me, I would have enjoyed. Not that I won't enjoy Sammy, and Sammy wins, good. That means Gunther has a straight shot towards Cody, assuming he wins at 40. At that point, then Sammy, and you're right. If Sammy wins the IC title now, it'll mean a whole hell of a lot more after beating probably, arguably, of our generation, of this time, one of the greatest IC champs we've had in a very long time. Dare I say it, going back to Razor at this goddamn point. So
this guy is really the most dominant.
Exactly.
In a long time.
And he carries that shit like someone who has a belt. He carries it like he's expecting to get a world championship anytime soon. So Gunther's fine. Win or lose, he's going to be fine. But like you said, I honestly, part of me wanted to be Chad Gable because I feel like Chad has busted his ass and he's worked really hard to get from Shorty G to where he is right now. Because I will never forget the Shorty G era. That is the darkest time in any wrestler's life. As far as I'm concerned. So I kind of felt like the punctuation would have been, even if he went to Mania and lost to Gunther, it still would have been worth it. So, but either way, Sammy versus Gunther is going to be another 5-star as far as I'm concerned. Sammy always turns it up when he's at a pay-per-view, so that much I'm not even going to worry about.
I agree with Temples here. I'm with you on that. That's why that's why I said last week why I didn't mind for Chad to be in the match and be a triple threat. I wouldn't mind that. Because I agree with what we're saying. I think it's already that time that Sammy should be more on top of the food chain to go for the main. I totally agree, Temple. It just right now with all this situation is very overwhelming. I'd rather just, if it was up to me, I would book Sammy at SummerSlam fucking going after Seth Rollins for that belt.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
See,
Sammy versus Seth would be amazing.
Oh, hell
Here's the thing about Chad Gable. If you look at where he is right now, he is where Sami Zayn was before kind of ascending to another level and getting in a title match with Roman and everything. He is the comic relief of the specific show.
Yep.
Him and his little goofy clique. They are the comic relief like Sammy was. That's how Sammy got Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania a couple years ago. And so while Chad Gable is on that arc, he's not there yet. Sammy is. If Chad fights Gunther, where is it? On Raw. If Sammy fights Gunther, it's at Mania. There's the difference.
Oh, man. Absolutely.
And it's nothing against Chad. I think he's great.
I know. I understand what you're saying. But
I think he will go on the same damn trajectory that Sammy went on to get to this point.
Temple, that's what I was hoping for, honestly.
I agree, too. I think that would have been the best way to do it.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that would have been. I mean, but here's the thing. We still got, another 3 weeks to Mania? It could still be a triple threat match. And honestly, here's the thing. It could be a triple threat match where Sammy still wins, but at least Chad gets to show out at Mania.
That's the thing. I don't like these multi-man matches on WrestleMania cards. It's supposed to be the greatest spectacle of all time, where like two warriors come together and throw down one-on-one. And now we're gonna throw this other guy in because he kind of deserves it. No, that's not WrestleMania quality. No, you save that shit for Backlash, Raw, anything else. You do not put that on a WrestleMania card. If you're gonna have a WrestleMania card, it should be like this. This is Cody. This is Roman. They're gonna fight. We know why, and it's huge. This is Sammy. This is Gunther. They're gonna fight, and it's gonna be epic. This is Drew. This is Seth. That sort of thing.
Have you forgotten what got us Becky 2 belts?
Only because Becky got her face broken.
I mean, say what you will, but they work at Mania. It still works at Mania.
And then Charlotte will refuse to pull out of the damn match. That didn't get us Becky 2. Charlotte's goddamn ego got us Becky 2 belts. Even then, if you say Ronda Rousey deserved to be in that main event match and you don't laugh, I fucking think you're the most evil person on the face of the earth and you've never watched wrestling. There, I fucking said it. That should have been Becky and Charlotte for both belts. Ronda had nothing to do with that shit other than she happened to be there and Becky happened to be hurt. And it would have been better without her.
All right, well, see, that's unfair.
No, that's fair because that's WrestleMania.
That is everyone's argument.
You take two huge names and you put them in a ring in front of tens of thousands of people on the grandest stage of them all, and epic shit happens.
I mean,
that would have been, I like what Temple's saying there too.
I'm with that, Temple.
I'm with that too. I think that would have been a great idea to do too, because I think that would have kind of been like, okay, cool. We're adding a triple threat, towards it. Oh, the chef in the house. What's going on?
Sure, Brian.
To your point, guys, I could have been sane. I'm not. That's the way it is. And that's the way it's supposed to be because it's Wrestle fucking Mania. If I were sane, you wouldn't even want to hear my voice. Let's be real. Even Brian loves me and I love him back, but he wouldn't want to hear me about just some normal dude.
Right? I mean, that's true. It's very true. So
okay.
we'll see how that goes on that. And the other thing that as we're heading into Mania, I want to, we did talk about it last week, but I think by far these are the stand to deliver matches. And we saw Trick William returning on Tuesday. And by the way, I know people don't like the.
Now he called that.
Yeah, I was it was expected to happen, but I didn't expect him and Legend to make out. I didn't expect that. Whoa.
Yes.
Swag Williams.
That's a little much.
No. But she was the one who got.
This is supposed to be family programming, okay?
They kept their pants on. Quit your complaining. God damn it.
Okay, it ain't OnlyFans, it's USA Network.
They kept their pants on. Damn it.
And of course, we had.
They took it in the back.
Doing the promo, So it looks like she'll be challenging for the NXT Women's Championship versus, of course,
Roxanne.
So I'm looking forward to see. But I know a lot of people are really are critiquing the fact that these two men are not fighting for the for the NXT Championship. And we did see what happened on NXT as well with Eli Dragunov and Tony D'Angelo. They busted the whole thing, with the mobs, stop kidnapping, all that. I was just okay.
That'll make no sense to me.
Which wasn't creepy at all.
First of all, the Hayes William beef is so strong, you don't need a belt to pretty much go between the both of them.
No,
like they built that up so well with the tag matches, and then the turn there, and then the swerve at the end, and literally like putting him out for a couple of weeks. Like honestly, the belt would sanitize that match. Like a belt would genuinely sanitize that match. If you ain't got nothing but beef, and like think about it, like Nikita Koloff and Ronnie Garvin are still better thing. They ain't need a belt. They just hated each other, wanted to beat the crap out of each other for 7 whole matches.
There were a lot of people in Ronnie Garvin. Greg the Hammer Valentine was one. There's a bunch.
Yeah, but if you think about it, they carried a beef for 7 matches. You know what kind of beef you got to have for that?
For belt 7 matches?
Yeah, a belt couldn't hold a beef for that long. Hell, was it like Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes only had 3 max, maybe 5.
Do you feel that because
maybe Ricky and Rick?
Yes. Don't get me started on that being one of the greatest rivalries that nobody.
Oh, I know. I'm with you.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you on that. But let me ask you this though: do you feel that if they would have gone that direction, it would have been too obvious of who will win at Send Deliver? If that was the case, and they would have given Carmelo Hayes, right?
Like when I say sanitize, I mean when I say sanitize, I mean it's one of those things where it's like you know how it's going to end. Like, don't worry, you can still guess how this is going to end, but like without the belt, it doesn't hang over it, and there's a little less baggage, and all you just have is just 2 guys who are brilliant in the ring, as far as I'm concerned, who just want to beat the crap out of each other. Honestly, put it in the cage, put some kendo sticks, a chair, and a couple of tables, and we good to go.
Shit on fire.
We got ourselves a fish fry,
right? The reason I say maybe is because sometimes the obvious choice is the best one.
Yeah, I can see.
You know, like if you're a married man sitting in a bar and some woman is like, giving you the eye, waving you over like this, and sending drinks your way, the obvious choice is to walk away, right?
Yes.
If you fuck around and she find out,
that's what you would do.
If you fuck around and she find out, then best case scenario in my world is you're gonna lose half your shit. Worst case is you're gonna end up buried in a shallow grave with some lime.
Exactly.
So sometimes the obvious choice is the correct one, and I think I think as much as I agree, Pepsi Phil, I think whether title or not, this match is going to be so intense and so amazing when it happens.
I mean, and if this is Carmelo Hayes' swan song where he goes back to the main roster,
that's fact, Brian.
Yeah, and Trick Williams will have plenty of time to get that championship. Trick will have plenty because he's not ready to go up top yet, so he'll have plenty of time to get for a championship and run for a while. I mean, he still has what is his name? I can't remember his name. The North American Championship. I want to say it's Omar, but it's not Omar.
Oh,
is it Obi Myth or I
forgot?
Obi
Femi. Obi Femi.
There we go.
Yeah, like I still want to see a Trick Williams Obi Femi match. Like we still got that in the looks. So
I feel like Obi would kill him though.
I mean,
you seen that dude? That dude is Debo incarnate.
I mean, I'm not saying Trick ain't gonna earn it.
He gonna earn an ass whipping.
Call him A, call him B. I'm gonna have a good time.
Mr. Femi gonna look at him like, "What you gonna do with that gun trick? Make me mad."
I will agree with Temple.
The NXT title is bad for me. Could have at least been Ilya versus Dijak.
I mean, so here's the thing about the NXT title. It has been kind of floaty for a while. Like after Braun, and even Braun wasn't as great. Like they haven't had a really dominant champion, like an actual dominant champion. Like Braun was okay, but he was just fucking huge. Like he carried it well, but honestly, he didn't feel dominant to me. And when I say dominant, I mean guys I'll say Adam Cole, hell, Smo Joe, when they had it, like that kind of dominance. So I think we could, like I said, I like when Carmelo had it. No offense to Ilya,
It's just for me. I just don't feel like they're building him up. That's just,
exactly. Exactly. That's the thing.
Let me see. Where was it?
Yeah, Shawn Spears match was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
I enjoyed it. We'll talk about Wardlow a little bit, but Shawn Spears was damn good.
Yeah,
I think NXT is kind of his small pond that he could be a big fish in. So
that was always his sweet spot back in the day.
Oh, the director.
That I'm just saying hi. Hey, G, what's happening?
With the director right here, Graydon from Pinbuster. Make sure you guys subscribe.
The D to the I to director.
That's right. El director right there, my brother right there. But
he puts the erect in director. I mean, have you seen him? No.
make your sphincters tight and your boys erect.
Cheers to that. Oh, I love it.
But Roxanne, honestly, I think it's all safe to say everyone's got a crush on her whooping shit out of everybody's ass.
Oh my
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although, who was it that said,
I gotta be careful what I say because she may be watching. I gotta be quiet.
Well, I mean, who was
me?
it?
I'm saying for me. I'm like, you guys can say what you want, but I can't say shit.
Who said she reminds? Someone said they reminded her of like an AJ Lee at one point.
That was me.
Yeah.
I said that last week.
She's definitely a badass, and I actually think that I do see the shades a little bit. So, but yeah, honestly, this will be a fun match. Period. So, and like I said, watching her just beat up people for no reason is probably one of my favorite pastimes. I see why Booker trained her because damn, she's great.
She's
amazing.
She's amazing, and
I was gonna say I've known that since Booker was training her. So.
I gotta give it to Booker. Booker has trained incredible women that he had in his.
He's trained a lot of really good talents.
Yeah,
he's put out a lot of good talent.
I'm still waiting for him. Like, honestly, once he gets Jacob Fatu in and Zilla,
what's happening, D-Man?
What's going on, D-Man?
Shout out to my boy and All Elite Wrestling Television on Facebook. NJ.
Yeah. So like I said, it's just saying like the match. I think you picked the two best matches for Stand and Deliver.
Yeah.
I think there's for me, honestly, I feel like these are going to be the two best matches because it's telling the story already. I don't know what's going to do what they're doing with the rest of them. I don't know what stories they're heading with Shawn Spears. I don't know what are they doing there. I'll say one thing right now. I wouldn't mind seeing Shawn Spears and Dijakovic going at it. I think that will be a fucking banger of a match because I think Shawn Spears will elevate more than he doesn't need the elevation. But
I was gonna say they're gonna have a winner leaves catering match.
Yeah. Oh my god.
The thing about Shawn Spears that I enjoy is I think surprisingly I enjoy Shawn Spears a lot. I think he's actually much better than people give him credit for, in my opinion. He's he doesn't have like your grade 360 matches, like in the sense of he's flying off the shelves and going crazy. But it's
$3.99. You're giving him too much credit.
The thing about him though is he gives you a solid match and he's got solid skills. So right now I'm trying
they're on you today, Phil. What's going on here? Because it's just like
shit. I can honestly say there wasn't a bad match, which is usually when you have a card like this, whether it's on TV or pay-per-view or whatever, you're like you look at the rundown, you're like, oh, that could be a bad match, and then you watch it and you're like, it was. Not really. I mean, the segment with Tony was.
Yeah, it was.
It's a little cringy. I'm just saying.
A little.
No, I refuse to say cringe. I'm 45. I can't say cringe. It was cringy as fuck.
Like I said, they're still developing their stories, so I'm waiting to see what they do. Remember, we still have 3 weeks to Mania and 3 weeks to Stand and Deliver. So let's see what they end up doing with it.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's why, folks,
I mean, in my heart, I expect there to be a match between Gigi Dolan and Miss Parker. In
Miss Parker,
Hey, Miss Parker.
Although that might
let me fuck Miss Parker.
I had to say that.
So I would like to see those two go at it. I would like to see those two go at it.
No, that would be fun.
If nothing else, the cake in that ring.
No. It'd be fun to watch in every way. Do I need to say respectfully?
Yes. Yes, you
respectfully. Okay.
First of all, those are two like some of the best wrestlers coming up, and those are two of some of the best wrestlers coming up. Respectfully,
and they look pretty damn good. Respectfully,
and respectfully, because right here too for just $3.99, folks. That's why the E is gone for that reason. That's right. That's why it's gone.
Here we go.
That's right.
That's what feels like I can't look.
Pepsi film. I mean, what can we say?
In my defense, people at least pay for me. Y'all giving it up for free.
Hey, we're fucking married. Okay, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, for real.
I said what I said.
We paid our dues. Okay,
we're here for the people. Okay.
We're here for the people.
And if that means spreading some sex appeal, then so be it. Because you got to give the people what they want.
Not all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
I'm not just the prediction champ. I'm the people's champ. Fuck The Rock.
Oh, I think it's finally time to get into it because I know everybody's been waiting, and we're gonna do it. But we're gonna break this one down. There's no news because everything is up to par. You know, nothing's been happening. Everything's fine, folks. And that's why the title of the show was Business is About to Pick Up, because we got a lot of questions. We got a lot of theories. We got a lot of assumptions and predictions, because the prediction champion here can tell you that. But that's right. I can tell you that. But Vader, you know what time it is, baby. Let's do it.
It's time! It's time! It's Vader time!
Dynamite! Big business, folks. That's right. Big business. So all I know is that people saw the intro of who came out first, and everybody.
Shit's about to hit the fan.
And shit is about to hit the fan, folks. We said it. I mean, I'm not gonna be here saying, "Oh my God, I didn't go Nettie." I'm sorry, folks. I love Mercedes Moné, but it's too predictable.
They gave it away.
Exactly.
The graphic gave it away.
Honestly, I understand from a business standpoint. You're going into the Garden. It's your hometown. It's one of those. Tell us that Mercedes is going to be there without telling us Mercedes is going to be there, so that everyone in Boston just flocks to the fucking Garden, right? I get that, but at the same time, you did that in what? February? January?
Yeah.
I fucking knew then. I'm not going to freak the fuck out 2 months later.
And that's the problem. This man, Tony Khan, is like a child that is spoiled. He's like, I can't hold my surprise. And you're putting the signals out there.
I have a big announcement.
The signal and everything. You know what? You just mentioned it. I'm going to play that just for the fun.
You to stay tuned to TNT next Wednesday for a huge announcement.
So
Tony Khan pooped on the toilet and wiped his own ass.
So I'm gonna defend Tony on this one.
Okay. Why are you gonna defend Tony on this one?
So here's the thing about Tony on this one I do enjoy. you pretty much got so you just had some of the ugliest drama your company could have with one of arguably, well, I do not think so, arguably one of the most controversial guy in wrestling, who also made the biggest splash for the other company. Say they're not a competition, fine, I don't give a fuck, but they technically are because they're a business. I know how you feel about them, Dom, and you are absolutely right. But the longest...
Oh no, but not competition. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Not competition.
But the point I'm making is that we have to face the fact that at one point CM Punk showing up was one of the biggest hits WWE's ever had, which is kind of funny because The Rock was the worst hits they ever had. But that's another story. But the thing about it is,
for another time.
Yeah, but the thing about this is Tony had to do something. Like he literally had to do something.
But here's the thing, man. Go back to CM Punk's debut in Chicago. Okay, they did not give away anything. They just said we are having a show at the United Center, and there is a possibility that we could be making an announcement. And they left it at that. So there was an idea, there was a thought, there was a chance, but you didn't know. But people showed up anyway, right? And then they went fucking nuts, like my wife and I did live on our channel when CM Punk showed up. You were in that live chat. You saw. They could have done the exact same fucking thing here.
It would have been boring if they did the same thing again.
It wouldn't. It was boring to mention in January that she's going to be there in mid-March.
It would have been
6 weeks later.
If you do the exact same thing, the exact same way every single time, it's just for me. It becomes like old hat, and it's something you do every single time.
Or at least change the damn logo. It looks exactly like what Sasha had.
I will give you the logo thing was kind of stupid. I will give you the logo thing.
Okay, do something to leave some mystery in that motherfucker, man. Maybe Tony, maybe. Here's just a thought. Just thought off the top of my head. Maybe Tony, you shut the fuck up. Maybe. Just maybe. Just once. Try it.
Again, I hear what you're saying.
Put the phone down.
I actually don't have a problem with how he introduced her or the lead up to it. Because for me, it was literally you have Punk, you had the thing happen, then you bring in Ospreay, Okada, and Sasha. I'm sorry, Mercedes. I'm sorry. So you need big shows. You had your Ospreay announcement, and you did that one as kind of a short-term memory loss, bringing that in. You had Okada coming in, and that was not actually announced until the very last minute. So you need to do something different with something Mercedes. So he came up with this. Do I think the logo thing is real fucking stupid? Yes, because remember we had this conversation. I was like, you can't be
in
that
January.
Yeah, we were just like, God damn, man, you ain't got to be that.
We're like, that's Sasha. It's Mercedes. We all fucking know. Look at the logo.
I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is, yeah, I do recognize that. Honestly, you could.
I'm not saying do the same thing. I'm saying leave some mystery. Just little, so that people can still mark out, even if they think they don't know.
I will still say, yeah, it was a bit of a panic move because after he needed a big splash, and Punk pretty much, and even though we won't say it, but there's a bit of a freak out on Tony's part about trying to find some way to outsplash CM Punk showing up, and I guess the lead up to Mercedes made a lot more sense because let's face it, what really struck me was he picked up her favorite writer from WWE, and then he did the logo in January, and I'm like,
that's when we knew. See, that's the thing. When Okada showed up, we didn't exactly know he was going to show up that night. We thought, but you even had me going in predictions saying Okada could show up at the pay-per-view here and there, and so it was still like we don't know. We have an idea. We don't know.
Temple, no. The answer is no.
Oh, we're gonna definitely be
talking about that in a few minutes. Yeah,
we will certainly, because I love him.
Oh no, those are topics we're gonna touch.
But no, I understand. No, you are absolutely right.
We're gonna get to that. But
right.
When Okada did show up, I actually freaked the fuck out because there was still that chance that maybe they'll save it for big business and shit all over Mercedes. Maybe they'll do it after. Maybe they'll do whatever. And then not only to show, then he turns heel. That was fucking amazing. This was expected and dull.
I mean,
it was fun.
Yeah, that was it. That was the point. It was more fun than being a surprise.
It was fun. I'm very happy for Mercedes.
Yeah.
You know, she looked great.
Mhm.
I don't know if you really had to go as far as to, put your name and CEO in the back of your head just so people could remember. It was all over the place. I think people knew.
Like for me, and I'm gonna save her topic too because we gotta touch on that one for her. But,
Also, let me give you this. But let me just give you this: CEO versus DMD. That's what I want.
Oh yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
I gotta play this for.
Give us.
Give me what I want.
I mean, it's possible they may have been holding Brett off for this, which makes a lot more sense now.
I mean, obviously, it looks like Willow first, but maybe.
Look, yes, respectfully. I mean, it was already we knew that was going to happen. We knew that she was going to show up. I'll give one credit what credit's due. They brought her in first, so that's just to get her out of the way, so they could focus on the matches. Because then they won't focus on the matches. The crowd, it was about almost 9,500 to 10,000 people. Okay, so you did a good job, Tony Khan. At least you made it so predictable for it to sell out. Let me tell you something, Khan. That's how you market shit. Not just Dynamite and then not market the matches, and then people, why do we see always pictures of like half of the stadium full and not the rest of it? Like,
because empty.
It's empty. No, come on, Tony Khan.
So here's
you need marketing. We're right here. Give us a call.
Right here.
Habla español. We speak Spanish. We're able to do that for it.
So here's my thing with the Mercedes Moné debut. Here's the thing that pisses me off most.
Shit.
I don't want face Mercedes Moné. I want heel Mercedes Moné.
See, we don't know what we're getting yet. She was in her hometown making her debut. Of course,
I don't care. You can have Bree mode, beast mode. I want bitch mode. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, we could get that. It was literally her making an emotional
return.
Saving
Willow does not tell me that's what's happening.
She was crying. You can't be a face and cry in the middle of the ring in your hometown.
This is my point, man. I don't want her crying.
You can't be a heel crying in the ring.
Why? You don't want her to do this?
It was beautiful. You are dead inside, Pepsi Phil.
I want that Mercedes Moné to come out bitch slapping the entire women's locker room.
See, this is how I know Pepsi Phil was watching it and he was going,
I cannot believe this shit.
No, he was, because he wanted that heel.
You see why when he took that OnlyFans break, it was so short? Because this man is instant gratification. This got to happen now.
I'll be honest with you. Every character she's been in, every time she's a heel, she's amazing. Now, I will grant you, we don't know. She was in her hometown. She was crying, yada, yada, yada. She better hit somebody with a chair and stab him in the back soon, because I'm uncomfortable with that. I'm uncomfortable with this.
It's night one, man.
We'll jump out of her after we're done with recapping business, and then we'll talk about her directly.
Okay, go ahead. All right, fair
enough.
That's fine. But we're good. Go ahead. What's next?
Go ahead.
So, fucking got me going. I love it. But all I can say is that one thing out of it. What is he? Pepsi genuine draft must have been thirstier than Moses walking across the desert in the 10 Commandments. Oh shit!
You deserve that. You deserve that.
Brian loves you. Wow, he does. He definitely loves you. Oh, jeez, I love this. But other than that, this Dynamite Big Business was great. I enjoyed it. Just the one thing that, for me, I know people are going to give me shit about this, will fall out to me, was okay, I guess you could say it was all right, but was I'll say it was all right for Geeks Magazine. Just the Jericho and the Hook one was like, okay, you're teaming up. I feel that there's nothing there for Jericho right now, unless he's putting over talent. If that's what he's doing, good.
You know what was weird to me? It felt misplaced.
Yes,
it shouldn't have been that far down the card after all those other matches. That should have probably led after the Mercedes segment, and then you get into the title match and all that shit after that. Because once you had all of those matches, and they were all damn good, you get to that and you're like, why are we doing this right now? Like, who fucking cares? Can we get to the main event? Why is this here? That was my problem with it. It wasn't a bad match, but it just felt like at that point, what the fuck is this for?
Yeah, that's where I feel like it was.
And the answer I got is, well, because now Jericho's gonna fight Hook next week. Okay, could we like settle that shit top of the show?
I mean, so here was the issue of the match I had a problem with. So Wardlow and Samoa Joe. It was a good match.
I had no problem with that.
I got no problem with the match. I
enjoyed it.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not care.
Oh, I didn't care. I enjoyed it because it happened.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
It's not even anyone's fault. It's just there was nothing behind it. Like they had a real beef when Wardlow turned on Samoa Joe a while back, and they could have tied in. Oh, nice. They could have tied into that. They could have tied the storyline into that. And Joe tried to at one point, but the problem was it happened so fast. Like there's no build up. There was no build up for a story, and this was probably one of Wardlow's best matches. Period. Like
to add on what you're saying.
I'll be completely honest with you. I had no problem with the match because it went down exactly as I said it would. Once again, I said this is just so Joe can put him to sleep. Just like I said, that triple threat is so Joe can get Hangman out the picture. And what happened? There is a reason, folks.
Oh man!
And watching Wardlow go night just made me smile. I'm sorry. He is. If you go to the old school wrestling games like SmackDown versus Raw, he is like generic male superstar 1A. I mean, just big dude in a singlet with a beard. You know, there is nothing special about that man. That's why we all forgot about you, dude. Grandma Wendy used to thirst all over you.
Oh,
I have not heard her mention you in 6 months.
I remember that big meeting.
Honestly, once his man bun went away, so did his powers.
Right? Maybe he's like Samson. You cut his hair, it's just gone.
It's gone.
And honestly, Joe did that shit too.
Now his thing, it is not Wardlow's fault. It's not that he's not a good wrestler. They just have not given him anything. And honestly, I am truly tired of seeing him in a damn
my man
in a faction. Because he always ends up he becomes this in the faction. Strong guy number one in the faction. Meathead number one in the faction.
He is talented, but in the immortal words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, boring.
I need to get that clip. You remind me to get that clip.
Just boring.
I mean, honestly,
shout out to Get Your Podcast. Check out the new episode that came out on all audio platforms. My boy Just right there. He breaks down his recap as well.
See, I won't say he's boring. I will say he's what Bobby Heenan used to refer to as he's a ham and egger.
Yes.
Like he's a solid wrestler. But he ain't gonna give you anything other than just basics.
And also people go and get your podcast.
Yeah,
exactly.
But look, one thing,
get your podcast.
you gotta get that theme song for the intro. But one thing I would say, you're right. It was a great matchup for Wardlow. For once, we get to see him do something different. I'm like, wait, Whisper to win from this guy? What the fuck is going on over here? Wait a minute, what? He's doing Whisper to win, and I was just shocked.
He's doing his best Brian Cage impression. Wow,
right?
When he gets on TV, fuck me.
Unless Brian Cage told him that, hey, you know what? You should be doing high flying moves, kid. Why don't you try this or that?
Honestly, it was probably one of those things where he hadn't done. It was a championship match, and he finally was allowed to break out. Because honestly, every time you see him, it wasn't. I'm gonna do a couple of body slams and then do 15 power slams. And then 7 power bombs, and then I'm going home.
Because they have that, that mentality, that Vince mentality that, oh yeah, you're a power guy, pal. You gotta slam everybody. That's it. No, enough of the bullshit. We're in this era generation that's different.
I mean, shit. That's why Lance left. Goddamn.
Look, I'm gonna say I know that we're going off topic on this one, but it's like, come on. Shout out to Brian Cage, because when you were watching Lucha Underground, you guarantee you were like, damn, a big meaty man like that doing high flying moves helped elevate the fucking help that era, that genre of big men just doing 3-4 moves and fucking okay, that's it. No, it's boring. That's boring. No, there you go. See, this is better. That I enjoyed that. So shout out to Wardlow. He had a good matchup. Shout out to him.
Oh no, he had a good match, and then he went to sleep, and I loved it.
I mean, the funniest thing in the world was basically Samoa Joe riding his back for a while, trying to knock him out. I literally laughed out loud. I laughed my ass off.
I'll tell you one thing, though, that reminded me of TNA, but X Division Samoa Joe, though, doing that type of stuff too. In the way you look at it,
it was oh shit, yeah, that is true.
Okay,
that is true. That's true.
Wardlow is hiding right. Wow, those are two very different people.
That is an unfair man. That is hard.
You know what? Sadly, neither one of them are wrong though.
I'm gonna have to do a comparison picture. That'll be fun.
I'm wondering if it was hiding right before.
We need like a 3-way picture of all of them.
Which one? Picture hiding right there. But the picture
like two on the side, Wardlow in the middle.
So.
Oh shit.
And honestly, the thing is, I feel bad for Wardlow because, like you said, he is talented.
He's talented, man. Like even the promo that he had, what was it, like 2 weeks ago, right? They get that big promo that he did about Joe was not bad at all either. It's they need to learn. Give us the pencil. We can figure this out for you.
I mean, truth be told, maybe it's always possible that AEW might not be the place for him.
Well, he is a big man, so there's that.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing him in TNA. Like, I think he'd be great in TNA. I mean, yeah, he could go to NXT, but I think TNA he would blow up more than he is right now.
Wardlow is Sid Justice. At least you didn't say Sid Vicious.
Hey, Just the last thing I want to see is him doing the fist to the fans and just saying, "Yeah, man," and him walking down. Oh man, that'd be some shit.
That crazy ass laugh.
That crazy. That crazy.
With that Jerry Curl mullet, that shit was glorious.
Exactly, it was. I love Sid Vicious and Justice.
So
I love Psycho Sid. Head Psycho.
I can tell you, I enjoyed Wardlow, and he had a great match. Good for him, at least that he got something going. And shout out to Samoa for putting him over in the matchup as well.
And now we can move on to Swerve. Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, we said it last week about Swerve. The anticipation, it looks like it's heading that direction. We don't know it's for Dynasty, but we're going to touch Dynasty later on because we saw something on this past Saturday that I'm going to save it. I'm going to hold myself for that because I'm ready to talk about that. We don't saw it on Saturday. But yes.
Oh, you got to see me and Grandma meet up. That's what you got to see.
Of course, that too. That as well. And another great matchup here that I actually enjoyed, the 6-man tag, Okada and the Elite, the new Elite versus Pentagon, and the return of Pac. He came back on Saturday on Collision.
That fucking bastard.
And that bastard came back. Good for him and Pentagon. For real, Wardlow. Yeah, he is.
That's not the argument. That's not the argument.
Argument is how they're using him. That's my argument. How the hell they're booking this
man. He's a big man. They don't know how to book. They don't know how to book big men. Everybody comes back at me with, "Well, Samoa Joe is big." Yeah, but Joe's never really been big.
He's never been like the big small. He's never been big swole, basically.
Let's see. You want to?
He was in the X division. Okay.
It's a big perfect man. Yeah, yes, I agree, Brian.
Yeah.
At that time, the big man. Yes. That's a debate right there to have. Bigelow or Vader.
Debate's done. Bam, bam.
Oh, man. Go back and look at that match between them to each other.
Oh.
That was a banger.
Speaking of meaty men slapping meat.
That's a meat match right there.
That's a meat match right there.
That's nipple mania, baby.
Yeah. Running wild, baby. But, man, what was running wild with this 6-man tag. Good to see all 6 men. Pentagon looked fantastic. Oh, man. I swear, I'm not gonna lie. I went nutty when I saw Penta and Okada for the first time.
Yes.
One-on-one. I'm like, they need to make that match happen. They need to make that match happen. Have Pentagon versus Okada. give me that match.
Please.
Oh my god.
Please, Tony, if you've ever listened to anything, listen to this.
Do it down the line, and I cannot wait to see how that's going to turn out to be if they have a singles competition. Even with Pac too, because I was amazed of seeing that on Collision. I don't care. One thing we're seeing is Okada's getting these matches.
Hold on. I'm still waiting to hear from those people that were asking me like, oh, well, what did they do with Kazuchika Okada in AEW? This shit.
That's right.
All right, can we talk about the elephant in the room now?
All right. And that's Eddie Kingston, of course.
Oh no, not that one. The other one.
You talking about Okada? Or you talking about the Young Bucks?
I'm talking about the dissolution of the Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Segments, man.
We'll get there.
I've been sitting on this. I know.
I know.
Sit on it a little longer. It ain't hatched yet.
I know you.
Son of a bitch.
I know. We'll get there. We will get there. But all I can say, this man was great. All 6 of them were fantastic.
Oh yeah. Oh,
okay, Brian.
I agree, Brian.
It's not WrestleMania, so I'm fine with that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They all look great. And Okada with the cheating, of course, with the low blow and Rainmaker. Okay. Oh, what's going on? We'll get to there. I
mean, here's the thing: Okada versus Eddie for the Triple Crown.
It's too fucking soon. That's where I'm at.
I don't know, man.
Why?
No.
Why?
It ain't like. First of all, it ain't like Okada ain't got the lineage to do it.
Yeah, but do you want to give Okada his first loss to Eddie Kingston?
Well, his thing again.
No, I want to give a continental championship to a man who's known on multiple continents.
Exactly.
I want to give a New Japan title to a New Japan icon.
Exactly.
Didn't we say that this man came back to go ahead and rebuild his career, start from the bottom?
He is. First of all, are you not enjoying Evil Okada? Because I am.
For starters,
I never
he
said
come in at the bottom. Okay, he came in elite. That is not the bottom.
No, it's not.
What I mean, okay, let me specify what I'm meaning. I'm meaning more to getting a title already. That's what I'm specifying. I'm not specifying him being like, no, I'm talking about getting a championship.
Honestly,
I'm
a dub on this one.
Here's why, okay? Because number one, clearly all those fucking fans know him. And as good as he is as a heel, which I didn't expect, people are still throwing love at him in the crowd. The Garden was going crazy for him.
Yes.
And not only that, this elite thing kind of works. I like that the Bucks drop the coin and then his fucking music kicks in. Like, that's cool.
First of all,
that's the only cool thing the Bucks do, by the way. But I digress. I'm cool with it because he's not, like I said, he's not trying to start from the bottom. He's starting as elite.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to go after championships. He wants to be the Rainmaker in the United States and be loved like he was in Japan. But with a remix to it.
Yeah. So here's the thing about Okada.
It's like, if you love Pepsi, you're going to love Pepsi Clear. And I do. And that's Okada right now. Heel Okada is Pepsi Clear. Delicious.
So here's the thing about Okada that I love. Okada's so great. I don't mind looking at the Young Bucks when they show up on screen. Yeah. Like for the first time,
get the fuck out of here!
I even like the triple pose, man, where the Bucks are flexing.
Exactly.
Like
literally, they're like, I'm like, huh? Am I actually starting?
Is it bad? I'm like, is it bad that I feel like that fits better than Kenny Omega?
It does. It does.
The whole triple pose with
that is
honestly, I'll say this: they got better chemistry. With Okada. They got better chemistry with Okada than they do with Kenny and Hangman.
Right.
That's the weirdest, and that's the weirdest thing. They have a better chemistry with Okada because again, Okada is like their best friend. So
and another thing I love about him in AEW, they let him speak for himself.
Yes.
I know, especially seeing him speaking.
We don't need vignettes with him speaking Japanese in a dark room with all the typical, almost stereotypical Asian bullshit. You know, the darkness and the smoke and the ninja bullshit.
Or does he just
stooge?
You want to? He doesn't need that either. So.
You didn't need that either. You know what he needs? A fucking mic.
Yeah, I'm down on this one. Having him win the belt as soon as he show up, honestly, it makes perfect sense. Like evil Okada with a belt is kind of awesome.
The potential there is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I would be totally okay with him beating Eddie, whether it be Dynasty Double or nothing.
Exactly.
Whatever. Eddie has had those belts. He's been through hell with those belts and kept them.
And let's face it,
Eddie, all right for him to drop them at this point.
And honestly, Eddie has gone as far as he can with those belts.
I'm not disagreeing there. I'm more with Tony Khan's booking. That's all I'm at. That's the only thing. It's just how they booked it. My thing is this. My concern is if they try to end up splitting those belts at the end. Because you have a New Japan Strong, you have the Continental, and then you have the Ring of Honor World Championship.
Truth be told, I don't think they will. I think they'll keep it together because let's face it.
What about Okada gives him the belt? Here, you can have this one. New Japan Strong. Matthew, Nicholas, you can have this one. And I'm the Continental.
No, we're not doing that. You put those belts on that man because that man will take them to a level that Eddie Kingston, with all due respect and I love you, cannot.
Exactly, and that's because Eddie's a great star. Okada's an international superstar.
I get that.
Global.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm just saying that it fell too soon for me. For me,
I understand why. I mean, like I said, we are honestly amongst the three of us. We usually have a rule that just because you show up, don't mean you get a belt as soon as you show up. So that used to be the rule we had, and then Okada showed up. They were like, "Well,
I would say it's a rule unless you're Kazuchika fucking Okada, man."
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you want him here. You want him to have you want him to be on top, but in a different way. You want him to take some titles and throw a new shine on them.
Mm-hmm. Him being a dark champion would be
international notoriety.
So you're gonna tell me that you're gonna book this man and Ring of Honor fucking app so on Thursdays? Are you gonna do that? Are you gonna tell me that you're gonna?
Are you kidding? I'm having him defend that belt on Dynamite. Fuck a paywall.
First of all, here's the thing though. You put that belt, you put the ROH belt on Okada. ROH just came back on top.
And not to mention, let's be real for a sec. Go look at Dynamite again. How many ROH titles were on Dynamite this week?
Mm-hmm.
Almost all of them. And nobody gives a shit. You know why? Because they're on Matt Taven. They're on Mike Bennett. They're on, with all due respect, because I love them, they're on Eddie Kingston. You put them on Kazuchika Okada, somebody's going to give a shit.
So can we pull up, think about Gates of Agony. Great team, great workers.
Fantastic.
Great work. But no one cares about them.
No one.
Not their fault. It's just that's just the way the chips are right now. Like literally, they did an amazing job of wrestling last night. Very happy with their entire thing. But honestly, you think anybody remember who they are?
I do. Fuck, but not everybody else.
I mean, I know we do, but I'm just saying when it comes
we
do.
And honestly, it's not their fault. But like you go, who's the ROH champion? Okada. Oh shit, maybe I should watch it.
Right. Oh, and for once, taking the fucking get an application, the fucking okay, you know what? I'm gonna
whether you want to admit it or not, in wrestling there are levels to this shit, and Okada's levels above any of those people I just mentioned with an ROH title. He's going to have a New Japan title, which means he can go back. He's going to have an AEW title that just came out. So he's going to legitimize that bitch the way Pac did with the international title.
And truth be told, it could be the thing that he did. They could be what they did with AEW's title. They put it on Jericho because that got them on television.
There's always somebody. Look, with the international title, Pac crawled so that Orange Cassidy could walk. With the world title, Jericho crawled so that all these other motherfuckers could walk / run, fly.
And with Okada, can you imagine if Okada's enough to go, maybe we put ROH on television? Maybe we get that. Like, that's what Okada can bring to the table.
I think maybe that's part of the hope with Tony Khan is that if Okada is the world champion, it brings more eyes, and that makes it more, worthy of a streaming service or a television deal with somebody.
Can you think about it? You got let's face it, all of Japan will watch Okada with a belt, period.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they would like you got that's an Asian market right there. Japan, Mexico will watch Okada with a belt. Canada will watch.
It's
Okada
like the
with a
opposite. It's like the and even if they don't get a deal,
Yeah.
you remember how as much as we love New Japan, a lot of
Mhm.
people in America, even through the elite and all, fuck yeah, they went. They kind of looked at New Japan and went whatever, and then all of a sudden Chris Jericho showed up. And how many people signed up for the New Japan app? They almost broke the fucking site.
Exactly.
And so putting the title on Kazuchika Okada and then Japan finds out, you're going to break that ROH app.
So,
I get that. I mean,
I do like, although Temple does give us a interesting idea about Brody King. That's intriguing as fuck. It is.
I would love it. I would
Yeah.
love that.
Okay.
But that's gonna be like it's just Brody King. Okay, well I'll not pay to watch his ROH title matches. Kazuchika Okada, people in Japan are like, take my yen.
But I do appreciate the Triple Crown Championship because giving it to Brody King would be a nice little blow up for him. But that'd be after Okada done made it something. But honestly, yeah. But that's just a side note. Like after Okada, you can give it to Brody King.
Yeah, well, my original point with these titles, it feels like somebody's got to crawl so that somebody else can walk. I don't think Eddie Kingston is the guy to crawl with that triple crown or that continental title that they got. That's Okada.
I mean, truth be told, I wouldn't be mad if he got the international title.
I'm Temple. I felt the same way because I'm very old fashioned. This is me. I feel that it should be a story built to it. Have your matches first, then get to that. But if that's the direction they're going with, I guess it is. If he's a winner next week, well, you know why. These two already mentioned it about the streaming service. That makes a valid point. Mainly
what's
for
that name? What's that word at the bottom of the logo there? Business. You know, it'd be great for fucking business. What you just wrote, Okada beating Eddie.
Like I said, I'm old school too. I understand Okada like bringing him in like a day. Was it less than 2 weeks of being in? He's getting a championship shot. Yeah, I can see that being annoying.
It's
but
not though. The next
no.
The next pay-per-view is April something. Okay, the one after that is May. We're talking 6 weeks, 8 weeks. How long does Okada need to be there before you throw a title on him?
It's not so much him. No, it's not that. It's like when you actually remember how you just had a conversation about like leave a little mystery to it. Don't show it. Don't show your cards immediately.
That was the debut. And the obvious choice is if Okada is going to fight Eddie, Okada wins.
Yeah,
because he can't lose one of his first pay-per-view matches to Eddie Kingston.
Are we sure about that?
I'm pretty fucking sure about that one, bro. You know,
unless you do a disqualification interference, because remember the
like maybe the Bucks get involved.
Yeah,
I mean, remember the Continental's supposed to be like,
but he can't lose clean to Eddie Kingston at a pay per view.
Now that I'll agree with. He can't lose clean.
No, that's fine. I agree with that. But let's just say it could be a disqualification, and okay, that's fine.
Like let's say they fight at Dynasty and fuckery ensues because here come the Bucks and then Penta and Pac run out and all this shit happens and blah blah blah. Okay, well then at Double or Nothing they have a rematch. Okada takes the titles. That's 2-3 months after he debuted. Is that enough for you people? Is there a way that where is all this wait for it at WWE with Japanese superstars at world title? Where is all this?
I get that.
Meanwhile, they want to throw this guy in a title picture. We're like, people are like, no.
I don't know why you yelling at me for. I don't know why you yelling at me for. I said the same.
No, I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at the screen in general because I know it's not just Ivan. And that's like, it's one thing. It's one thing to be old school, but a lot of shit in wrestling has evolved because old school was bullshit. Let's remember that.
No, I'll grant you that. But like I said,
I'm old school, so bring back the bra and panty matches. I loved them, but I don't want to see them anymore. As much as I drool over some of these women, I love the talent.
I meant don't just throw him in the championship picture immediately is what I'm talking. Not the belts, the championship picture immediately is the question. Do you throw him in immediately? I think that's what's not sitting
in
well.
that title picture. Absolutely. In the AEW title picture, I mean, I wouldn't be mad, but I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah,
because you need somebody to take these belts and put them on a level so that the next champion is respected the way that Orange Cassidy was when he beat Pac.
I agree with you.
Or the way that Sammy was when he beat Cody.
No, I'm not arguing with you, but I think they have a tempo, and I haven't had a really good point. There is something to be said for like building up to it before you actually before you debut the championship run. Like giving it a little more time to percolate before you go look championship run.
Yeah, because they weren't like, here's the TNT title. We're gonna have a tournament. Cody wins. That didn't happen there, and nobody liked that at all, right?
That would have been
that was horrible.
Mm-hmm. We saw how that turned out, didn't we?
We did. I mean, like
he could get a world title picture. This motherfucker can, and here's the start.
That's why it's a tough one. This one for me to be like, okay, we're all right away. Like, oh, all right, we'll see it. We'll see next week how that's going to turn out.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how
it goes. But I'm happy.
I'm gonna go change into my Rainmaker shirt. Fuck this.
But I don't mind the heel. I love the heel. I think it's something. Why not? What I feel could happen down the line, maybe if once he's healthy 100%, we'll see the return of Kenny Omega. He'll be like, what the fuck? And then there you see Omega going after Okada. We're gonna have match number 3 or 4, I believe it is.
I think it'd be 5. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 5.
It'd be 5.
You're right.
So here's the argument. What if you get the New Elite versus Kenny, Hangman, and Kota Ibushi?
Oh,
then I don't mind that. That would be a great 6-man.
Like that's a 6-man, and that's a long running storyline right there, from singles and tag to 6-man tag matches all the way down.
What would you call them? The clean hung golden lovers? Like what is it? What would that be?
I mean, if you really want to know, the hung lovers is the only way you can go.
The hung lovers. There we go. By the way, that's Pepsi Phil and I's tag team name. In case y'all didn't know, just fun fact.
I love it. I like Tempo. What he's saying too. That I wish they could have done that before Tempo. I think that would have been perfect. That would have built up for Ring of Honor, in my opinion.
Like I said, I do know about Okada, but like I said, he's making a huge impact. So
it's gonna happen, Brian.
Happen too.
It's gonna happen. I feel like it might happen.
I mean, he's made a huge like. Here's the thing. He's making honestly, I'll say this. He's making a larger impact, and granted, it's only been 2 weeks. He's making a larger impact than CM Punk did, than Adam Cole did when he came in, than pretty much Daniel Bryan when he came in. So Okada. I mean, and to Dom's point, yes, you can make some allowances for I know we like to say Kenny is the greatest bout for bout champion, but honestly, it's Okada. It really is Okada.
It really is. I mean, Kenny's close, but
I'm not.
Okada's better.
I'm not debating that. That I won't debate. That's the.
But yeah, but like I said, you make allowances for that kind of thing. I mean, you do make allowances for greatness. So
and that moment, am I jumping it? That moment on Collision. Oh my god.
Him and Pac.
Let him have it.
Him and Pac kind of face to face on Collision, because Pac's little, but it was more like face to belly button.
Mm-hmm. Hung lovers. What the hell is this? Tempo and debate or advertisement of skin mess after
both.
We've heard both. We've heard worse. We've heard
it's
worse.
It's Circle of Debate, Top Rope Wrestling Talk, and paid promotion for Skinamax.
If Skinamax is paying, I'm in.
Right?
Winners losses matter to me. The story matters to me, not because he's Okada, he's known as Japanese wrestler, or let's just give him the title because he's Okada. That's where I'm at too, Temple. I'm at that point as well.
That is a legit. That is a legit.
Well, a lot of you guys, I've heard y'all say, "Oh, they need to do something with ROH. They need to do." You're not doing anything with ROH by putting Eddie Kingston and Brody King together. That shit's been, even though it hasn't been done, it's been done.
I mean,
Eddie and Claudio was supposed to be this big pop and payoff.
Whoa, blame this man right here.
That's fucking bullshit.
You're bullshit, Tony Khan. You're bullshit.
You, sir. You are bullshit. Because that was
bullshit.
supposed to be a big payoff. And what the fuck came of it? Nothing. They still fight each other today like it never even fucking happened.
He's not.
I will say this: the Temple's right, but unfortunately, Temple. What I have to say is that moniker in the middle of it pretty much says it all. From a business standpoint, wrestling lore aside, Okada puts more asses in seats with a belt than Eddie Kingston with a belt does.
I'm not disagreeing there.
Build your new signings up. How long ago was Okada signed? He knew.
Well back.
He's new. He just happens to be an international superstar, but he's also new.
Yeah, I mean it is. Like I said, business wise, it makes more sense to put a belt on that man ASAP. Because if you want to get your name out in them streets, them Japanese, Mexico,
how do you fix ROH and get them on the network? How do you handle this bloated roster? Here's how. You put a man in a position with a title that gets them on a network and creates all new opportunities for a bloated roster to be divided up and catch ratings and have high quality shows and matches and pay-per-views that people will buy.
And honestly,
that's how. And you're not doing that with Brody King. I love Brody King. I love Eddie Kingston. They have had their time in ROH for how long now? How's ROH doing?
What I will also say is
I wouldn't even know because I don't pay.
What I will also say is this. Giving Okada the belt is, shall we say, a bit, it feels, while it is good for business because it's a good business move, it's a little bit desperate because if you're doing it to kind of fight the mania push of Rock, Roman, and Cody and Seth, it's a good way to offset it. It's not.
I don't even think it. I don't think it has any. For once, I don't think it has anything to do with what they're doing. I think it has to do with the fact that A, you want to get ROH beyond this paywall. B, you want to have somebody holding those titles that could go to other countries like Pac did and get it to jump off and legitimize it. C, you want to have somebody who goes back to New Japan holding an AEW title and people go crazy for it. I give you Kazuchika Okada. I rest my fucking case. Because he does all three.
But it does also add to the narrative that pretty much at the very least it will dampen the WWE narrative of what the fuck of the storyline they have going on right now.
Because maybe to some people, with me, I'm just like, let's fucking go.
We're not talking about you, but there is right now one of the dominant storylines in all of wrestling right now is literally what they're doing with The Rock, Roman, and Seth and Cody. Like this right here, at the very least, cuts into that because Okada is Okada. Like I know it's right, but yeah, that's what. I don't think it's on purpose, like you said. But I think that is a benefit to pretty much this entire push.
Well, yes, and not only that, besides that, but I'm with you what you're saying. To add on what you're saying is one thing too that for fucking once, you're actually fucking doing stories. When the fuck are you doing stories and you're finally doing it? Because jumping off that, another story. You want to talk about titles? We called it almost a month ago when we were happy about, the Bang Bangs in the gang, them together. We were happy about that. But what the fuck are you doing with the belts? Nothing. You have all these belts and you're doing shit. And now you have them going against each other, which, by the way, was a good match between, Jay White and Darby Allin. Good matchup. Darby sold the fuck out of it. Man, it was scary. Darby, stop. You're scaring me, man. I know you are the extreme.
He is the real life Kenny of pro wrestling. You kill him every week, and he just comes back next week like nothing happened.
But shout out to Jay White that at least he did what he can with him and protected him as much as he could do. Good matchup, very heelish of Jay White, which I'd love to see. Which I could digress about that because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with this man? Like, what are you doing with this man? he should be in a title picture as well with Samoa Joe. I would like to see that, but I digress. But on this one, this is a story here though, because we're seeing now the back to the heelers, Jay White and the Young Guns, the Gun Club, turning on the Acclaim, the Aftermath, because we're going to beat up Darby right after. Did not happen. He hit Billy Gunn with the chair, and everything else was up to par. So there you go. Tony Khan, if you're watching this, if you're listening, combine these titles. Just make it the Continental 6-man tag team, whatever the fuck. So go to Ring of Honor.
Unified Trios Champions.
Thank you. That's fine.
One set of belts. Unified.
Unified. They go to both promotions, Ring of Honor, and go to, of course, AEW Dynamite.
By the way, why do we have to keep saying this about tag belts in wrestling? Like with Raw and SmackDown, we're like, just put them together. Now we're sitting here with the trios and AEW. We're like, just put them together. Who gives a fuck?
So here's a question. So if Okada's presence gets ROH on television, where does ROH triple 3-man belts go?
Go to Jay White and the Gun Club.
No, you just merged them with AEW, so they don't exist anymore.
That's right. That's right.
Well, they defend on both shows. Whoever's let's say the Acclaimed gets unified trios. Well, now you get the Acclaimed on ROH.
Why would you? Well, then booking wise, why would you do that though? Why would you put the AEW 6-man tags, unified or not? It's still the AEW 6-man tag belts.
Then why the fuck did you create them in the first place? You don't have no 6-man.
I mean, you ain't got to call.
Why?
You could put both. They make titles all the time. You could just make new 6-man titles with AEW and ROH. Unified Trios champs. Boom. Now you can defend on both shows. And that way you could pull together all of your trios competitors and have a bigger talent pool to book with. That's what I do. And that's why I want the fucking pencil. Hi, I'm the Psycho and I approve this message. Give
America!
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, that's it. Basically, you're just basically erasing 3 belts then.
What you race the AEW
I'm
ones
putting the
then?
2 of them together.
There are 6 belts. You just killed 3 of them and made them into 3. Do the math.
I merged.
I get your point, Phil. But name me 6-man tags that are fucking in AEW. Name me one.
It's the same argument. They don't like. You really think you're gonna build? Like, if you haven't built them already,
and you have 2 shows to do that. You have Rampage and you have fucking Collision.
And they're
doing when the fuck have they done that? When?
And
not once.
They'll do that, and you'll think they'll do that with a unified belt.
Fuck yeah, why not?
Yes.
They have House of Black who has done nothing, and they are a standard trios match. They are trios.
That is the only one you can name. Name the other ones.
Exactly. That is my
name another.
No, that's my point.
No, go ahead. Name another one. There's so
many
trios that we need 2 sets of titles. Name another trio.
You are not understanding my point. They haven't built it.
You're not understanding our point.
No, my point is, if they haven't built it yet,
the Acclaimed, the Gun Club, the House of Black, and
no, my point is, what makes you think they would do it after they unified the belts? Is my question.
And my point is, and
what?
What's the next trio beyond those 3?
Do you think they will make a new trio faction or trios division if they unify the belts? Is my question.
Yes, it would.
Why? They haven't done it yet. They have not done it yet.
Why don't you ask Tony Khan that question?
You guys want the pencil? Why have they not done it yet?
Because he's not focused on that. Because he's too focused on. And hold on, let me get my fucking champagne.
So I'm just saying.
They just brought in this writer that Mercedes loves, right? So they could make it his job to figure out how to unify these belts,
her job,
and create the division and book it along the way.
You got Chris Hero,
he put it together pretty well.
Chris Hero, you got the assistance of Jimmy Jacobs.
My point,
like I said, Chris Hero,
right now, my thing is like
you got Double J.
He's got a history of them not building the trios division, and now you're telling me that if they unify it, they're going to do it this time around. Why? That's my question.
Because if you look at AEW right now, their whole thing was this is a new era.
And shout out to new to this world. Appreciate you for tuning in on Twitch.
Oh,
hey,
what's going on, man? Thank you for tuning in on Twitch. We always love that.
Look, I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you how to build it. Because, and this is
there's really no need.
Give me the fucking pencil. Where the pencil, damn it?
No, I want the pencil.
First of all, I'm not saying you.
Hold on. I'll tell you. Hold on.
No. I'm not. No.
You know what? I don't care. I got a screwdriver. I'm gonna do this shit in blood.
No. I'm not saying you two couldn't do it. I'm saying Tony has not done it and still has yet to do it.
And this is why Tony needs to back the fuck off and use some of the people in the back with the actual ability to put these things together. Because, like I said, AEW is supposed to be going into a new era. There's a new look. You got Mercedes, you got Okada, you got all these things. So now you need to make things happen to make it feel like that. And they have done a little bit of that with just Okada alone. To have him as a heel, to have him going after Eddie, going after championships when he comes in. You all said it. Oh, well, they don't do that. Well, they do now because it's a new fucking era.
Okay.
This is the way how I'll build it, Phil. I'll build it this way. Let's say at Dynasty they do that. Let's say they unify the belts. Let's say they do, right? And let's say that at the end they'll say it will be the undisputed Ring of Honor the Trios champion. Good. All right. They stick to that title name. They get rid of the belts, bring new ones with Ring of Honor's logo on it. Jay White and the Gun Club can build this by beating the fuck out of everybody in that fucking locker room and Ring of Honor. Get people to go after the
talking about.
And
okay.
Hold on. Let me finish. And so you get my point. Because you asked me something, I'm gonna answer it. So to do that, so then you could go ahead and start building all these factions together. Just get together because everybody start building it up. How you start feuds? There you go. Start your feud. They're the Bang Bang Club. There you guys. You want to be the New Japan type of style. There you go. Add up 2 more people on their faction. That's fine with me. At least they're like a buddy club, but American. That's fine. But you can build stories that way to go ahead and try to elevate those titles. We still got best friends who you can be.
Even with those titles and the Bang Bangs and the Bang Bang Gang, they have ties. Jay's got ties to New Japan. You could be bringing in New Japan trios.
That's true.
You could do whatever the fuck you want to change things up because you're supposedly in this new era. So don't just make it some fucking catchphrase. Make it fucking happen.
Yeah. So I mean, that could be a way they could start developing it that way and build that way. They could do it at Revolution. Rampage and Collision. They could do that and Ring of Honor. So that it could be a both. It could be defended on all 4 shows.
Okay.
I will write it that way because it makes more sense to it.
Okay, that's the lovely. If you guys are booking it, that'd be awesome. My question is Tony's booking it? What the fuck is he gonna do? That's my question.
I'm serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
Everything you said was perfectly correct. Everything you said was exactly what. Tony has been in this for 5 years. He has literally broken his own tag team division, and they have to rebuild it. Now he's trying to. Now you tell me he's going to build his 6-man division, which he broke the first time. So
because you're bullshit, Tony Khan.
I wasn't waiting for that.
So again, my statement is what has he done to say new era or not? Tony's a master of brand new segments. He always got a goddamn announcement. He's always got some damn news. Shit. I got new underwear.
At least when you see what he's doing with Okada, you think maybe he's starting to figure some shit out.
So y'all living on hope is what you're telling me.
Okay, so Temple's didn't say that's Triangle. Well, that's if Ray Phoenix come back because he's still busy with the whole, the situation there. I'm not gonna say. Dark Order, of course, they're there. That's the only one. Gates of Agony with Cage.
I've only seen 2 of them though.
With Dark
Like
Order?
thing is, it's not they don't. It's not that they don't have the people. Like you're right, they do have the people that you can put together.
Use them.
Exactly.
Use them.
Exactly. That's
utilize.
That's my point. That's my point.
The word of the day, folks, is utilize.
Exactly.
I'll use it in a sentence, Tony. Quit fucking around and utilize your talent.
That is my
See,
question.
boys and girls, utilize.
That is the point I was trying to make. A unified belt or not, he still got to fucking build shit. Like,
well, that's the point.
Well, that's what you're supposed to fucking do in his position. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping, because if I got no hope, I ain't watching none of this shit.
Because
I'm hoping
I just want him
that out.
I just want him to retire those AEW trios because it makes no fucking sense.
Exactly.
It doesn't at all.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Even though Temple just mentioned 9 trios teams that he could definitely build.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's the Death Triangle.
5, 6,
Phoenix is hurt.
7,
Dark
8,
Order,
9,
half
10.
of them hurt. Cage and Gates of Agony never get together anymore. You didn't even have Nana. House of Black buried. Let's see. BCC does whatever the fuck they want. Righteous stuck behind a paywall. Best friends injured. FTR and Mark Briscoe haven't teamed up in AEW or ROH. I just shot holes in all 9 of them bitches. Ain't that some shit?
I mean, you're telling me that I should be happy about a unified trios division?
Get rid of the AU ones.
Because look at how many people are either hurt or just not doing anything.
Well, my question is, why should I be happy about the idea if one, they're hurt, or 2, he ain't doing anything with them? You just said utilization is a thing. He ain't utilizing these people.
Well, it's hard to utilize a trio when at least one of them is injured.
And the ones that aren't,
if they're available,
I just said like 8 out of the 9 are, and the only one is BCC, and they basically do whatever the fuck they feel like. Like Danielson's over here just beefing with people at Job 2. Then you got Mox and Claudio pretending to be a tag team. I don't even know where the hell Wheeler Yuta is. So what the fuck are you gonna do with the BCC? They can't even get together themselves.
You can't. Well, you tell me you can't book that?
I could book it. Do they want it? That's the problem. They don't want it.
Again,
Danielson wants to job to anybody that needs to come up. Mox and Claudio want to pretend they're in the tag division all of a sudden. Wheeler Yuta is on a milk carton. How the fuck do you put a trio together with them?
My question is how do you build a trios division with these guys? But
what I just said, and just beat the fuck out of everybody up. And just they're in the locker room. They're all hanging out. Hey,
you have a unification match. You have a unification match between the 2 champions. Whoever runs out of that, okay, next week you're fighting Action Andretti and Top Flight because they might all be healthy. The week after that, you're fighting sort of best friends. It's like Roppongi Vice and Orange Cassidy.
And that's the trios division you want.
Yes.
Why not?
Because it's an actual fucking division. It's one. It's not. We have 3 trios split across 2 belts. There's 3 teams. 2 of them have belts. That doesn't feel like a participation trophy to you because it does to me, and I don't want that.
Okay, I don't want this shit either. But I'm. Excuse me. I had to say this.
This should have been debate of the week.
This is debate of the week. But but I'll tell you one thing. The last resort you can go. What's up a Triple Crown, then might as well make a continental trio so they could go to AAA, they could go to New Japan, and they could go to CMLL. That's the case. Make that happen. Do that so you could.
And one division would give you more of a reason to put the CMLL guys in the ring, which you've been pushing hard lately, because they've already been fighting trios matches for basically nothing, just to get like, hey, we're here, we're on television, which is cool. But again, 2 sets of belts. These CMLL guys, which ones are they fighting for?
Man, it's hot over here, Brian. I wouldn't mind a shot of tequila right now either. I'll tell you that.
Right? I could use some alcohol. I don't have any, but I could use it.
Oh, man.
I mean, Jesus Christ. It's like they have these opportunities. They have these belts. They ain't doing shit with them. Put them together. WWE's tag division was the same way for a while. It's getting better now. But boy, has it been shitty over the years. And how many times have we said unify those belts? All of a sudden I say unify the trios belts and people are like, blasphemy! How dare you destroy a title?
Again.
I read destroy the AEW one.
To play devil's advocate, I can't come down too hard on Tony Khan when all the people, whether it be the venereal kink McNugget or the big nose that's taken over the business now, has not been able to book that tag division and keep it together in years. Years, long before AEW was ever even fucking founded or thought of.
Very true. That's very true.
So to say how we think Tony would do it, Triple H can't even do it with tag. He's still trying to figure that out now. It's finally starting to happen. Maybe Tony can do it too. A blind squirrel finds a nut. Triple H is doing it right now.
That's debate of the week right here.
That's fucking
hell. That's hell. That's debate of the week right here for the.
Hey, that's what you want to go with. Okay.
I mean, like 10 years. 10 years that tag division in WWE's been falling apart. People are like, unify the belts. Unify the belt. I say unify the trios. Everybody's like, hate. Fuck you.
It's just not ever. It just. That fucking. I don't know. They need to figure that shit out.
Those AEW trios belts are all of 18 months old. They have a history.
I get it. I look. Remember, I tried to derail on that subject, but remember that he did those trios because before he owned Ring of Honor, he did those trios for a reason.
Yeah,
because he had a roster for it. But then when he bought Ring of Honor, this is that. And then why not deteriorate and get rid of those AEW trios, unify them, just make it all fully Ring of Honor, undisputed Ring of Honor 6, trios champion, or make it a continental. They're able to defend those belts. Go like what I mentioned earlier to those 3 promotions. Do that. Fine. I'm okay with that. It gives the opportunity to the talent that gets TV time. That gives TV time in Ring of Honor. Give it the TV time another place. Gives TV time to either a Collision or Rampage. If they don't have a time for a 2-hour show on Wednesdays, they have another. I'm answering all your questions. I'm telling you what way he can do it.
And
if he deletes the AEW belts and just stick with ROH trios, that's fine.
Honestly, if you recall, when they first announced that there were going to be AEW trios titles, you go back to that episode of Top Rope after the fact, all 3 of us said the same damn thing. Why the fuck are they making these belts? You just bought ROH, you're coming off successful pay-per-views. Why not just use the ROH trios titles? At least they have a lineage and a history and they've been around for a minute. Why create another set when you have them? We wanted trios titles. We wanted one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit if you got 17 promotions. One. That's it.
And Temple, I had a discussion way back, and we've been having it forever. That's always been Tony's problem.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
We just mentioned all the people that he has in the back and all the experience that they have. He let William fucking Regal walk out the door, and he never let any of these guys have the kind of control that they could have used
started with that.
to turn this booking in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you have to pull your head out of your ass and say, you know what? Maybe I should let the experienced guys do this shit.
I do, yeah. I'm with you.
So I could not agree more with that statement.
Brian saying here or whatever. Yeah. What is it?
With Spartan helmets on. Yeah. You got the big penny and the big dime in WWE.
Dime right there.
Oh boy. Those things are so beautiful and historic. We should keep those. And they're red and blue.
And also on Dynamite here, the main event, Willow Nightingale versus Riho, which was a good matchup. Look, I heard piece of shit Alvarez. I heard him this morning.
I didn't. Thank God.
I did. This guy is.
What he said? I didn't hear him.
Why do you still listen to this motherfucker, man?
That's how much I fucking
that's a good question. I didn't listen to him either because I know better.
Because I don't like high blood pressure.
But seriously, I didn't. What did
piece of shit Alvarez.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What a piece of shit said. Okay, so this is what he.
Oh, I thought Alvarez muted him.
He's
for
like,
a minute.
okay. He's like, okay, why is Willow selling too much to Rico in this matchup, and doing so much doing so much moves that she could have busted her head. She's a bigger woman than her.
Does he not? I mean,
do you watch AEW at all, Brian? Like you could have asked, you could have said the same thing about Nyla Rose. You could have said the same thing about Statlander. You could say anything about any opponent that Rio has ever had in AEW. So why, if you brought it up yourself, why are you even asking the fucking question? Is my question to you, you moron?
He digressed about saying.
Honestly, it was a good match. It was solid storytelling. Riho did a good job against a bigger opponent, and Willow did a good job of selling that match in its entirety. I don't know what the fuck Brian Alvarez was looking for, but honestly, it was
a squash match. He wanted a heavy woman to fucking squash Riho.
Does he not know that? Wrong. How is that a main
event? Every time Rio comes down the ramp, especially when she's fighting somebody bigger, myself and Grandma Wendy have the same reaction: kill that fucking child. That's the reaction. We don't care, like just kill the fucking child. And then we see her doing this, and we have our moments where we're like, how does this even happen? How do these big women get affected by these stupid little moves that a 12-year-old is pulling on them? Like, are really? But then by the end, usually, especially last night, when Riho gets Dr. Bombed so hard that she bounces and folds like a fucking accordion, you end up satisfied. And that's what I'm looking for. I don't give a shit about all the minutia leading into it. I'm looking for the finished product. I'm looking for what Grandma Wendy and I say every fucking time she comes down the ring. Kill the child. And that's exactly, by the end of that match, Willow was just like, fuck them kids. Bow!
So I'm actually a little bit thinking, I actually think Riho does a really good job of being that tiny.
Low class.
Yeah. The thing I enjoy about her, honestly, is even though she is incredibly tiny, she always does a good match. Like, yeah, she is small. Yeah, she is childlike size. But you cannot say she does not work well in the ring. Like like I said, the team she
works well, but it's just not. It's not believable because the person you're fighting shit's bigger than you.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with it. Shout out to Nick Dinnerty and the Universal Podcast. Baby.
Yeah,
yes, my man, low class.
Like I said, I think she did a good job, and I think she carried herself really well. I mean, am I listening to Alvarez? No, I actually think, like I said, we had a good story. I know you guys didn't believe it. We had a good story with the both of them.
No, I'm not disagreeing there.
And that's another thing I wanted to bring up: the story leading into and through that between Willow and Statlander and Stokely carries into this match, carries beyond it. Obviously, she then Julia and Sky Blue and sexiness occurs respectfully. All that. I love the story, the way they seamlessly kind of brought Mercedes into it. And then and all of that and the focus at the end of the night being on women's wrestling and not just Mercedes.
Yeah.
That was cool. However, and this is where I go Pepsi Phil on you. However, that's one fucking night.
Yeah.
That's Mercedes' hometown debut night 1. What do you do next week? The weekend, are you going to make women's wrestling this big of a part of your weekly programming like you did that night? Because the way it felt between Mercedes stuff, the story, the match, the aftermath, it actually, even without 2 matches, it felt like they gave a shit about women's wrestling that night.
Night. That night. Well, think about it, we talked about this. And I think we've mentioned this on this one. We've mentioned this on a Delorean podcast.
Sorry. My 6-year-old has more credibility than Alvarez.
They do.
It's funny because it's true.
But think about it.
I love you for that. I'm going to send it to Alvarez.
They have a whole 1-hour show that they could dedicate, like I said, they could dedicate to women. And we've all said it. We've all said that 1,000 times.
I know, that's why I was trying to change it up a little bit. That night, it felt like they gave a damn about women's wrestling. I want to see that night in, night out, every time you come on air.
And honestly, so here's an interesting story.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I'm bringing it up because we brought it up because I follow De Niro on the Delorean podcast on Instagram.
Oh, of course.
And he's having a discussion about, you know what, Rampage is doing okay. Collision is kind of like no one's watching it because, you know, there's good matches with no stories. It's just random shit thrown together.
He said Rampage is the one that nobody's watching.
Oh, sorry, my bad. So yeah. So what he basically said was, then use that to build your women's storylines.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want Dynamite to be like, he's right. If you want Dynamite to have 1 or 2 women's matches and go, look, if you want more of this shit, go to Rampage.
Go to Rampage Friday night. Yeah.
Exactly.
Phil, we said this.
I've been saying this for at least a year.
But here's the problem though.
Mm-hmm.
I followed that comment section, and here's the thing: the number of people who are just like, no one's going to watch that. I'm like, yeah, you have not had a conversation with people who are thirsty to have that kind of representation in wrestling.
Hold up. I'll respond to the comment section to the people that said that. Do you watch Rampage now?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you don't. So how the fuck would you know?
It's not the Rampage part they're complaining about. It's the all women show they would complain about.
If you don't think if you think people are not going to watch that, you are out of your fucking mind.
Exactly. That's my thing. Like, you know, the number of people who are desperate for that. And when I say people, I mean other women who want to watch.
Do you understand? TNA is here today because of the Knockouts division.
Exactly.
When everything else was going wrong, the Knockouts were holding it down.
No, and to add what you're saying, Phil, we talked about this a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
We said about Mercedes and her going to AEW. What did we say when we talked about it? What did I say? If Monet, which I'll save her when we talked about her only. But what I did say about, okay, then that's the case. Now with this edition, then you need to do that all women's event.
Yeah, I was trying to hold that until we got to.
I know
exactly.
We're gonna get to it.
Segments, damn it! Why do I have to keep telling you?
I know, but I just wanted to say that very briefly. But that's it. But I'm with you. I am not disagreeing.
No.
I think Pepsi Phil is rubbing off on Ivan. This is terrible.
When we get to the Mercedes part, there is a question I have for Tony. Because there is a question I have for Tony. So when we get to the Mercedes part, I'll wait to the segment, Dom.
And go. I gotta say, just to throw this in there, I don't know if I've been so hyped for a promo than watching Will Ospreay in mid-ring with Tony.
Hey, God bless you, man. God bless that.
That shit.
He gets. I mean, how you get me hype and you ain't even a match? God,
that shit was better than the tag match with Jericho.
Hey, exactly. I will save that one too because I want to talk.
I thought we were there, man.
No.
Oh, I thought since we skipped to the main event, we were gonna go past that. So I had to get it in.
But we'll talk about that. Fuck it, let's just get into it. Might as well. Let's see.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Why not?
All right, now people want to hear our thoughts, and we talked about it before, but let's bring it up. Might as well. Here you go, folks. She's all elite. It is official. So just to let you know, she was official as December, and we was waiting for the right time, for the right place, and what better place to do it than what Tony Khan did? We're gonna have a big event in Boston. There we go. Hey, we said it earlier about everything else. Now she is officially all elite. With her promo that she did, I enjoyed it. Fuck you, Alvarez, because I heard you're like, oh, we heard this before. I want to hear this promo about Eddie Guerrero. Shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear about that shit.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, Brian. God.
But for me, doesn't matter to me because she says this repeatedly. This woman has a heart for professional wrestling, and that promo gets me going. Just like last week when we talked about it, about how Phil mentioned Piper's promo, and you saw the clip that I posted on social media.
That was beautiful. That was fucking beautiful.
You saw I did it for you, Phil, because you mentioned it, and I looked for it.
It's beautiful. So hold on, I'll let you finish Mercedes.
But all of this is now done. We talked about it weeks ago, months ago, about because this woman helped build that roster. We talked about Saraya when Saraya came in. we're hyped for her, then she's all right. Maybe she can do it. Maybe something we could see all women's event, which is what we're discussing about. Now the final say is on this one because she really implemented saying that to Tony Khan and say, hey, we need all women's. You have a stacked roster right now, Tony Khan. More can I compare it to WCW when Bischoff did all of that?
No.
Maybe
Please
not.
No.
Well, I'm gonna finish. Maybe not. But then again, you cannot because we are in this era that is way different. That this man has 4 shows in his fucking pockets that he's able to do that. He has 2-hour shows on Thursdays. He has on Wednesdays. 2-hour shows on 1 hour on Thursday. 1 hour on Fridays. I think he has a 2 or 2.5 hours show on Saturdays. You have 4 shows. You have over combined male and female roster about 60, more than that, close to 80. You have the opportunity to build everybody to give the stories. 5 years ago, you started with the independent wrestlers that really made the name themselves because you put them out there on national television. You literally brought everybody that were former high stars from other promotions.
Mm-hmm.
Now you need their help to build this. Your founding children there that helped you foundate that's promotion. Could this woman do this for the women? She said on her promo, I could do a lot with all of these. Yes, you can, because I believe that, and I feel she could do that. Will Tony Khan drop the ball on this one? That is my concern. Yes, the agreement that New Japan has is, even though she's still kind of with us because she owes us because she was injury, so she owes contract dates. She's able to go over there, but she is now full AEW property. That's fine. But the one thing is this woman. She's able to bring that capability that we've been digressing for that women roster of women overall. And shout out to all the women because it's Black History Month and Women's Month as well. So could this woman do it? We thought Saraya could have done that, but I don't know where that direction went. I'm not gonna give her no discredit or anything because we don't know what Tony Khan's intentions on this. But this is the last resort. Is this woman? We mentioned dream matches. Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Deonna Purrazzo, which I do want to see that match because Phil and I talked about that a long time ago. We want to see that technical match.
Shit, Tony.
Tony Storm. Man. Abaddon. Abaddon. Chris Statlander. Hikaru Shida. Now that you signed, Julia Hart, you saw what happened on yesterday.
Anybody but Riho.
So here's my thing with Sasha Mercedes showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Madame hit it shit on the head. And like I said, I do agree there should be a women's all thing, but I don't want them fucking segregated to just being on Rampage. The problem is that you bring Mercedes Moné in, tell the fucking truth. You don't bring her into some half-ass booking for your women's division. You have a fucking women's division. You actually act like it. Because here's the thing.
And that's a problem.
Yeah, you fucking lost Jade because you had a half-ass women's division. You fucking lost wrestlers like Big Swole because you had a half-ass women's division.
Mm-hmm.
You lost you lost a bunch of other women wrestlers because you had a half-ass division. Like I understand, like the idea of a women's show is great, but that shit has to be across the fucking board though. Like you need to actually give a shit on all 4 shows. Like, yeah, it's great to have the one show that's all dedicated to them because that's like there's just not enough. There's not enough showing for enough women's wrestlers. But for the love of fucking God, like you did last night, at least look like you give a shit about the division. Like literally, don't just do it on one show. Just don't focus it on one show and go, oh, you want women? Just go over there. What you want to do is you want to build up that one over there, but still go. You can still get some women wrestlers over here as well.
Mm-hmm. That too, right. Temple.
Exactly. You have that many talented women's wrestlers. Like for right now, Queen Aminata. Here's the thing. I am terrified she's going to be buried. She was Tony's newest shiny thing, and now where do we see her? She's taking losses left and right. And and she won a couple of them, but she still she bounces between ROH still. But the problem is you can't just debut her as all elite and all of a sudden she disappears.
Yeah.
It's like you got to come up with a fucking division. Like you have big names. You got Deonna Purrazzo, you got Mercedes Moné, and goddamn, Toni Storm done built herself up as probably the dominant force in your women's division.
Oh, amen.
And you got Britt Baker in the back. And literally they are building storylines off of Toni. And like I said, so my thing is that congratulations. You have a night, you one night, like you said, he had one good thing, but like I need that shit on all the shows. And on your fucking pay-per-views, don't just be throwing us a fucking bone on 0 hour with a women's match or women's Royal Rumble bullshit. Like or just don't do one Toni Storm match. Like
See, the other word for tonight is consistency.
Yeah.
Don't just pull this shit like you did a big business and then be like, oh, well, it's not a big show, so we don't need to do anything with the women. Yay, back to the normal bullshit. No.
Exactly.
Consistent week in and week out.
Okay.
So do I need to use that in a sentence too? Tony, quit fucking around and be consistent. There.
Let's face it. At this point in time, there are less women wrestlers who are hurt than men's wrestlers in AEW. Shit.
It's true.
You got more women, you got more active, more healthy women wrestlers in your division right now than most of your main guys. And yet you're still pushing main guys. And no offense to Action Andretti, I don't need to see his ass every week.
No offense.
No. He's a good dude, but I don't need to see him every goddamn week.
I'll take Julia Hart over Action Andretti any fucking day if that's the choice I got.
And honestly, if it's Julia Hart basically just introducing a new wrestler every time, like basically like the John Cena challenge with the USA title, fine. At least we get her doing a thing where she just beats up women and introduces them at the same time.
Yeah.
Like at this point, honestly, like you really wonder, because honestly, someone once said we missed the days of like women wrestlers really blowing it up. Because like even in WWE, who has a stacked women's roster, they don't blow it up like they do. Like they're supposed to. The only place that I say that within the North American ecosphere is TNA.
Oh, yeah.
I know people don't like to hear it, but AEW and WWE, they, when it comes to their women's wrestling, fall way short.
You could have said a lot less and just said truth hurts.
Exactly. Like those two don't come close to TNA's women's division.
No,
not
at all.
So, and like I said, and honestly, and you know, I gotta give you this one. Fucking, they bring back Naomi from TNA, who is killing it at TNA. She comes back, and it's the same fucking storyline with her. They got her fucking losing to Liz.
Losing to mid fucking Morgan.
So,
God damn it. But you know, I can't even get into all that right now because my brain will break. But as far as Mercedes goes, I know I haven't touched on it and said a lot of people thought Sriracha, whatever you want to call her, would be that person to really take the division to the next level and make them serious about women's wrestling and this, that, and the other. And him, at least, is my witness. If you go back to those shows we did when she came out and made her debut, kind of like Sasha did. I mean, Mercedes. I had said then, I don't think she's that person. And I don't think that she is, because I don't think her neck is going to let her be that person. Like, this is not somebody that you can't build the division on the back of somebody with a bad fucking neck. Now, bringing Mercedes in, and as Ivan mentioned, bringing in a writer that Mercedes is comfortable with, at least in the beginning, says we're serious about this. The way big business went off. Right. The way big business went off seems like they're saying we're serious about this.
Thank you, Temple. Exactly.
I am still not sold. Yeah. No, Athena is amazing, and you never get to see her, and it's fucking criminal.
But she's killing in a Ring of Honor, I'll tell you that.
No,
that's fine. But like you said, she's behind the fucking paywall.
Exactly. But when it comes to Mercedes, I do have a little more faith that she is the one that could do what everybody was saying Soraya would do. Because, and again, we'll take it back even further. Although Paige might have been the inspiration to ditch the Divas division,
Mm-hmm.
the women's evolution started with the 4 horsewomen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's one of them. And if that's the only one you can get, because the other 3 are under contract, and you got to share with New Japan, and you're serious about your women's division, that's the caveat.
That's the caveat.
Then you go get this woman, and you go get her immediately. Maybe she was signed in September. I don't know. The problem with that was she was not healthy in September.
Mm-hmm.
And so, even if it's a blind squirrel finding a nut, I will give Tony the credit where it's due. Even if he signed her, he waited till now, and he let her get it. He let her heal up, and he let her, do what she needed to do, take all the time she had to take, and he brought her back in the garden at the right time. And between, again, the writer, the way the show went off and everything, it seems you ain't got enough credit yet, TK. It seems.
Not yet. Not fully. No.
It seems. I'm not even saying appears because that sounds too strong. It seems like maybe, just maybe, you're serious about the women's division with the CEO coming in the door.
So CEO. So this is an interesting comment right here.
Shout out to Dango right there. The Outrage Zone. Catch him every Sunday.
I think that's on purpose. Like I think that's I think that's on I think that's on purpose.
There's got to be something.
That's a friction builder right there. Like that's automatic friction right there. Because when Britt comes in, she already got a beef with this chick.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that. I know it's gimmick infringement, but it works. I mean, you want real gimmick infringement? Go to TNA and look for somebody who shall not remain nameless, but we'll just call it.
Timu Tony Storm. Okay, yeah, that bitch. Yeah. No, that's gimmick infringement.
That's gimmick.
That is gimmick.
This at least is like a storyline to piss each other off, so I'm good with it.
It was just, the thing that made me laugh was people talk about how like, oh, this is a whole. Fuck Alvarez. I don't care what he said, but
yeah,
seeing people say stuff like, "Oh, this is a whole new Mercedes Moné. It's completely different. She's complete." No, she really isn't. There is not much difference between the boss and CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what a CEO is? Fucking boss.
I mean, truth be told, this is more boss than what she was in WWE. Because, honestly, her persona for New Japan Pro Wrestling was much better than what she was in WWE. No offense to that person, but in this New Japan Mercedes, she was oh my god, she was savage.
She's not just a boss; she's like your boss's boss now.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, she says, "I'm on another level." This is not new, but it is cool, and I do feel a little bit hopeful because, like I said, it seems now after next Wednesday. We may come back, and I may be completely apoplectic because it all was okay. That night's over. Back to business as usual. Fuck you, Tony.
Like that's right now. And my apologies. Shout out to Dangle because he was there yesterday.
That's right. You got to go.
That's right. So like you said, man, like it's like that shit better be real. Like here's the thing, though. Because trust me, there ain't nothing that's going to be more disappointing if in a year Mercedes Moné leaves because she hates the booking.
Yep.
Right. Because here's the thing. She will leave if your booking is bullshit.
Oh, we've already seen that.
Exactly.
Now Temple, just to answer Temple's thing, the president for Stardom was there, the new president, not Grasso because he's gone. He was there, and looks like we may get that at Forbidden Door. I hope so. I hope so too, Temple. I hope they add.
Even if you just added that to the Forbidden Door pay-per-view and had a few matches, that would be amazing.
I hope so. I hope they come to an agreement for that.
I mean, truth be told, AEW is in a position that WWE wants to. Right now, AEW has a long-standing relationship with all these major companies. CMLL, like you said, AEW, and New Japan Pro Wrestling. AAA also is in there. And like I said, if Tony thinks about it, he has an avenue to bring in as many guys as he wants, builds a brand, and make it a truly international brand, which is something WWE doesn't do. What they do is they bully themselves into the market.
I was gonna say they don't do it because they shit on every other fucking major promotion.
Exactly.
There's a big difference. Only one that AEW really shat on was Impact, and they made them a ton of money doing it. So I don't even know why you mad.
Well, that's the thing, though. What I love is about the fact that AEW doesn't want to bully people. They just want to work with everybody and have a relationship with people. Like they want a legitimate relationship partnership. Because honestly, there is no way they get Will Ospreay without New Japan. Like, can you imagine if they like poached Will Ospreay versus like asking, go, look, we know he almost done, but we're gonna get you. We're gonna get him
again, man.
But he can still go back. But he
when it
can go
comes
back
to business, having the Forbidden Door and that type of stuff, and bringing these guys in like the Okadas, the Ospreys, the whatever, and giving them a taste of what it could be, is like the perfect pitch to land these talents. That's why when they came up, I said the same thing about them. They already got their feet wet there. They got the working relationship with Tony Khan. They saw what it was like to be there. They're going there, and where'd they end up? It's great for wrestling and to showcase talent, but it's also a great business thing because it's kind of like tampering without tampering. Like, come on into our promotion. You can see what we're like. You can have a big match. The crowd go crazy. This, that, the other. And we hope you come back someday. I mean, think about us when your contract's up. Hey,
but honestly, think about it. If, like you said, if they they got their feet wet in AEW, they respect the business model versus because we saw the interview with Will Ospreay on Talk Is Jericho. He literally said the difference between AEW and WWE contract was he had more freedom, and I think you said about Okada. He had more freedom, and he had the ability to go back and forth, which is the one thing he wanted. And unlike that bit of like business acumen let them at least see AEW was more willing to work with whatever relationship they want. Because let's face it, Okada got a hot wife who's a movie star, legitimately a movie star. There was no way he was going to move that woman to America.
That's what I said.
But AEW was like, that's fine, bro. We only need you like 9 months out the year. Go be with your wife when you need to be. So there is something to be said for the fact that the way Tony handled the business part of it.
So you're saying that you think Tony Khan kind of give the freedom for Monet in that type of way?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, definitely. Because technically she still owes New Japan matches, but now she can go there because they're partnered with New Japan. So she can still make up those dates, be all elite, and everybody wins. Whereas if she would have tried to go to WWE, what the fuck is New Japan going to say then?
Exactly. Like I said, I still think
like cut the check, Trips.
I mean,
you're paying us too.
Well, here's the funny part, though. Apparently, rumor is that they couldn't because of Charlotte's contract, they couldn't afford Sasha, which was bullshit.
Oh, let's be honest. WWE could afford anything they wanted.
Exactly. That's my point. Like
WWE could buy half the globe and still have plenty of money left over.
No. My point is that you have all that money. You spent money on Charlotte. Not to say she doesn't deserve it, but you're telling me you couldn't afford to buy Mercedes Moné or Sasha Banks, who literally in 2 years took over Japan's women's division in Stardom. And literally, you guys are still in that same bullshit booking position where you don't want to put money on her. Okay, that's a good move. You wonder why people get pissed at you. Like
I'm like cautiously optimistic about all this. I love the debut. I love the way they made it feel throughout the night. When it came to women's wrestling, it actually felt like it mattered. Again, one night. I need more.
Well, that's why the reason why this episode was called "Business is About to Pick Up" because of this nature. Because now that she's
hope.
here, the business is about to pick up the sea. What I mentioned earlier, yeah.
We hope.
Let's all hope so. And knock on wood.
If anybody could do it, this woman could do it.
Yeah, and you know, I'm knocking wood because I want to see what she's gonna bring to the table to that women's division.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to see. What is she's like? I'm not saying that she is not there. Of course she is. My thing is more is how can you convince this man who has 4 fucking shows to fucking in like how Temple said in the chat, and you know Brian as well, like input fucking more matches on these shows or make it a all one show.
I gotta think if you spend that much money on one person, you gonna goddamn give them a division.
Well, you better fucking do it.
I mean,
like what the fuck? Like we don't know what's the details of her contract.
The $40 Okada shirt got to make up for $5 million contract. Hey, I already got mine. I ain't got to worry about that.
Man,
shit.
that's a $15 million contract we got to fill. What's it, $5 million a year for 20?
What was it that Matthew said? 14.3 million reasons, right?
Yeah, 4.3. Yep, yeah. Exactly.
So I mean, I can't imagine what Mercedes' contract was.
I'm pretty sure it was about the same, a little bit maybe. Or
if you spend that much money, you gonna get your money.
You know what it was? You know what it was? It was probably Tony Khan's allowance when he was 12.
Probably so.
Like,
but I mean,
I ain't gonna lie to you. If I'm making that, if I'm spending that much money, I'm bringing in Awesome Kong at that goddamn point. You gonna fight?
They already did.
All I know is that I wish this woman the future and see what's going to happen with her.
Yeah.
And hopefully they don't. She stays healthy is my major concern, and I can't wait to see her matches on a 20x20 ring because forget, ladies and gentlemen, that New Japan Rings is not a 20x20. But so this is not. She's back in America. It's a different style, and I know that Tony Khan's in which. He better give her the authorization. Not even just tell her, yeah, go ahead. I want to go to see him fight these women. Yes, go ahead. Oh, I want to go to Japan fight these women. Go ahead. Oh, I want to go to Japan. Go to Japan. Do whatever you want. Represent AEW. Truth
be told, there's some stardom. There's some stardom wrestlers that need to honestly come over here. Like, no offense to Riho, but Riho's a freelancer.
Well, what do you think the president of
offense to Riho? We need some stardom talent. Mariah May is not enough.
Stardom was there because I'm pretty sure it's a deal coming.
Man,
knowing hold on, knowing Monet probably put her input to Tony Khan. We need to work with these women. They have talented. We need to start for. I hope she did. I hope that Monet really input to Tony Khan and teach this motherfucker how to use women on fucking television, and I hope he does. I hope she did. I hope, I hope he does.
Really? Sorry, my bad. Megan.
Oh, what is it?
Megan Bain's coming down.
I didn't want to. I didn't want to spoil that, Temple, but you already spoiled it.
I'm cool with the spoiler, man. Thank you, Temple. I'm loving it.
Also, what time is it? What time is it in London right now? God damn.
What are they? 5 hours ahead of us?
Yeah.
Like 3:45.
Oh shit! Wrong.
Oh shit! There's your boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna wait. Oh shit!
That was
first he covered Pepsi Phil. He took the whole thing off.
I thought De Niro was gonna be. He just showed up at the end. So
no, that was a 4-way one. I thought it was.
Are we allowed to talk about Will Ospreay now?
Now we are because we're gonna get to that subject now. Because there you go on Saturday, this past Saturday, on Collision. We saw Brian coming out and really challenge. Well, we saw him on Dynamite. Then on Saturday they had their segment. Thank you, Don. My apologies. I forgot I was right. And then on Saturday we did see Brian pretty much saying, "Oh, you say you're the best in the world, prove it to me." And when I saw that happen, and that this is gonna happen at Dynasty, I'm like. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
I'm gonna need a bruv t-shirt now.
You know what? We need a bruv for fucking circle debates in the UK, and Temple, you're gonna be you me in charge of that. All right. I know we said it. Actually, we did it. I'm actually going to say it. I feel that, in a way, I feel that it was too soon. But I feel why Tony Khan is doing it. Why I mentioned earlier that he's building his story is for a reason. Because it's like, he's building a story. For fucking once, this fucking asshole is paying attention to probably Monet's fucking writer. He's probably paying attention to fucking everybody else. And it's finally, you're not letting this alcohol and whatever the fuck you're doing get it to your head. You're building stories.
For once, you're not bullshit, Tony Khan.
For once, you're not bullshit. Because I know you guys mentioned about Mania. Yeah, they have nothing to do with Mania whatsoever. Because they know, and I don't give a damn, people are listening or watching. There is no way that I'm going to get shit on this. Right now, Tony Khan, his last thing he should think about is try to compete with Mania weekend. No, brush it off.
No.
Do what you need to do. Go fucking worried about building.
Fucking cancel Collision.
We'll worry about doing your fucking storylines, how to build them, because you got a fucking roster that you need to start fucking helping these guys and how to get your matches. You call it a dynasty, right? Because 5 years in this business, it's a new dynasty, a new generation, a new era, whatever you want to call it.
Everything's new. New.
And you got this match coming up. You fucking did this. I said it last week. I want this at Wembley Stadium. But you're giving us to this on April fucking 29th. You fucking asshole. You got me going fucking crazy like fucking crazy. That's how you got me. You got me crazy with that shit. I love it.
I love it.
Yeah, shout out to fucking Leo, our producer. But damn it. Biggest question for you guys. Is this too soon? Are you guys really excited for this match? I love the promo, by the way. They shook hands professionally. And the promo that we saw about Ospreay and Dynamite, how you guys hyped up. Oh my god, yes. Were you guys happy of this story that is happening? The best in the world is sorry, Phil Brooks, but you're
not sorry.
For you not. But other than that, are you anticipated to see this match? Do you see this being a trilogy, which I feel like it should be? If we got a trilogy of fucking, well, we're going to get a trilogy of Okada and Zack Sabre Jr. We need one like this one too. So Pepsi fucking Phil, I want to know where your erection was. Yeah, baby. Was it this way? Was it? Were you feeling this way with this man? Like such good shit. Or are you feeling that way?
To be honest, I'll tell you right now, this is not too soon. Because here's my question: Will Ospreay is a blue chipper. Who the fuck you gonna have him wrestle? Action Andretti? Anybody from what? Anybody from the Acclaimed? Billy Gunn?
He answered your question.
Oh, you're good, man. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, you're fine.
You're fine, brother. Don't worry. We're just hanging around.
Who you gonna give Will Ospreay? Like too soon? Who you gonna have him fight? Like, no offense to Brian Cage, but he's fine. But
it won't be Sammy. That's for damn sure.
It won't be Sammy. But here's my question.
Darby's out, so there's that.
Exactly. So here's my like it ain't gonna be Jungle Jack.
You know what? You know who it would be too soon for? Ospreay Okada.
Exactly.
No, that's later. I would have done it now.
Right.
So honestly,
that's what I'm saying. That would be too soon.
This right here is probably the best decision he could make. You keep the push going. You don't let him get buried by like some foolish, useless matches. And here's the thing. He had Kyle Fletcher, and Kyle Fletcher, again, not a major name, but legitimately major in Japan. So he still hasn't gone down yet. As far as I'm concerned, Bryan is the next step. Who does he have after Bryan? Maybe even Moxley. Because again, they have met. He has met Moxley already.
Or Hangman.
Or Hangman. Something. Yeah. So honestly, this is not too soon. Honestly, this is, I mean, you might this is one of those things where it's like, you might as well do it. You don't call yourself the best in the world, and the best in the world's in the back going, who the fuck is he talking to?
Like, what?
No. And
I remember that Temple.
Yes, you did predict that.
Exactly. So I mean, this, as far as I'm concerned, this is perfect rivalry right here. Because honestly, this is unlike the rest of it. This was like one of the ones we hope was coming. It showed up, and we was like, yeah. And the best part about this is Will Ospreay could sell ice to a buck naked man in Alaska. Because that's how good his promos are. Literally, I'm sitting there going, I'm hyped for this match, and it ain't even happened yet. Brian don't even need to say anything. Literally, Brian don't even need to say a damn thing because literally, Ospreay's doing the work for him.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
go ahead. Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
No, you got more?
Well, no, I mean, like you said, and we all will go back to what Temple was. Was it Brian or Temple who asked, has Will Ospreay ever had a bad match for us?
No.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine.
It's fine.
No, don't feel bad. I was personally pumped when I saw you say it. And thank you for staying up and watching us anyway. I know you always do. But
honestly, I didn't know about it. And that right there just made me want to go watch fucking watch Dynamite next week or Collision or wherever it shows up.
No, hey, see, you and Brian, we might get this too. I feel like we have trilogies of. We might have a trilogy. Yeah, we have Zack Sabre. He's not done with. I feel that he's not done with Okada, and he's not done, and he's gonna start with Ospreay. Fuck, man, and he's not even doing Omega. What the fuck? He's not even done with Kenny Omega yet. So it's like, fuck, man.
He's got 5 matches right there.
But
you're killing me here, fucking Brian.
I don't think it's too soon because I do think this will end up being a trilogy, like Ivan and Brian said. And not only that, when did Ospreay fight Omega in the Tokyo Dome? What was that, like January?
Mm-hmm.
And then come April? They were in Toronto having a rematch. Mm-hmm. Did anybody care that it was that soon? No. You know why? Because it fucking slapped. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what this is going to do. And for Will already, I mean, even before signing with AEW, he had the Omega match. He's had Jericho. He's had Takeshita. Now, all these guys. And Bryan Danielson is the perfect opponent for his second official pay-per-view, because I guess Takeshita was the first.
Mm-hmm. As an AEW talent.
As an AEW talent. That's what I mean. Like think about it. You go from Takeshita, who is red hot but green as fuck, to a guy who is world renowned.
Mm-hmm.
And then yes, you could move on to that. That was going to be something I was going to bring up. And then after that, yeah, you could have your Moxley match. You could have Hangman. You could have the Battle of the UK. Mm-hmm. Although I think we might be saving that for All In.
Yeah,
that would be smart.
Temple,
you put those two in a match at Wembley, and that place is going to go fucking
explode.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that match will explode.
That's your co-main event right there.
Yeah, that should be the main event. Have fucking Ospreay and Pac main event then.
If not your main event.
Yeah.
And the promo got me hyped. The crowd loves this guy. This is probably everything Will Ospreay dreamed of coming to the States.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm very happy for him, and getting him and Danielson. I don't care how many times it happens. It's like you said, brought up the trio of matches with the Dragon and ZSJ. Mm-hmm. Okay, do 12 more. I don't care. They're amazing. They're fucking amazing. I said the same thing about Omega and Ospreay. It's like they can get together next month. I don't give a fuck.
But yeah, but you also made a good point about the too soon thing. Is like, here's the thing though. It isn't like the rest of them that just came in and haven't had a match up until now. Think about it. Will Ospreay has had 2 matches in an AEW ring already. So it's not like he's cold. So him coming in going after Danielson really doesn't feel that fresh, because let's face it, look who he fought before he got here.
Yeah,
Like,
he reminded you of that going into the pay-per-view against Takeshita. Like,
Exactly.
this ain't my first rodeo here. I beat Orange Cassidy on my first night.
Mm-hmm.
And then I beat Kenny
Jericho.
Omega, and then,
You beat
and then I
Jericho.
beat Jericho, and all this other. So, you know, he comes in, and he's kind of a big fucking deal.
He's already got a lineage. Yeah.
Whether he was signed or not, this shit happened in AEW.
Look, Tempo, I ain't mad about that because I am with you because I watch soccer too. Not because I'm Latino, but I do watch fucking. That has nothing to do with that. I watch the Champions League.
No, your crowds are way better than ours. Soccer hooligans are the best fucking crowds. Man. They get the greatest chance.
Champions League is the best for me over there, and I love it. You guys fucking go crazy. So
Soccer hooligans just have the best chance to give no fucks. I love them. I don't even watch soccer, and I love them.
But back to your point but yeah, Ospreay literally is like, honestly, well, you can't give him a championship or put him in a run yet, but honestly, I wouldn't be upset if all of a sudden he was like, he went after Swerve. Like I would not be mad about that.
No, see, that's later. That's when
That's
after Swerve holds that belt for a minute.
Yeah.
Literally, I will cry if that match happens. I will cry.
That will literally be the most violent, and that'll be
please in LA, because I will be there. I'll be front row.
Right.
My wife will kill me if I pay
Ospreay versus Swerve.
I want to be there just.
That's the thing, though. Ospreay has Ospreay's in a really, really weird but great position because of the fact that he's already quote unquote he's already cut his teeth on AEW already.
And let me just stretch the Ospreay thing out a little bit. I seriously think that part of the reason that the gun club, Bullet Club Gold, whatever the fuck you want to call them, part of the reason that they turned on Dynamite was everybody seeing the reaction to Will Ospreay. Because at some point we could get Will Ospreay being the face that he is against Jay White.
Yeah.
And then when everybody's healthy, we could see the Empire versus the Bang Bang Gang.
No, I mean that's the best.
I had to. I'm sorry. I had to.
No, you're right.
No, you're fine. I was looking for that reaction because when I had the thought, I had it myself, but that was last night and I was off cam. So
I mean, that's the best part about him, because like you said, that dude, like I know we talk about. I talk about baggage, and like Temple says, but like that dude, and honestly, I know we say this a lot. That dude's a once in a generation guy.
He's the fucking future. Literally, if you saw, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, Phil, but. It that promo is what fucking reminds me of Bryan Danielson when he finally became Bryan Danielson in WWE. Even though he still had Daniel Bryan, but he was
acting like a dragon.
Yes, it reminds me.
You know what? It felt like this weird mashup of Bryan Danielson and Seth Rollins. Will Ospreay.
I love that. Yeah.
But the thing I
love it.
But the additional thing I love about this is that Bryan Danielson at this point in time has not a goddamn thing to prove.
No,
he is literally he's on his way out. No.
He's on his way out.
No, it's not the point. He's on his way out. He is in fact on his way out. But the best thing about that is he gets to pick how he goes out, and he wants to go out facing the best in the world, giving them his best. Because honestly, that is the one thing we get to see. Because the thing I love about this match is he's literally picking guys who, because remember he did New Japan, fighting almost everybody in New Japan just for the hell of it. Him and Okada in Japan literally destroyed the planet. Like I don't care what anybody say. Like I know it was
no, you ain't wrong.
They destroyed the goddamn planet for New Japan for Wrestle Kingdom. Goddamn. And then now he gets to come back home and fight Will Ospreay. And somewhere down the line, I don't give a fuck what anybody says, there will be a Danielson Okada again sometime.
No, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Probably WrestleDream. WrestleDream probably will happen.
So the real question right now is who gets to retire Danielson at this point?
I mean, Temple mentioned Nigel.
I would love that. Nigel McGuinness, if he's got a match left in him.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's asking a lot for Nigel because he's had, some rough years. But if he's got a match left in him, I would love for that to be like the last match for the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me,
at Wembley,
it's either that or have me and him and Joe, because they go way back in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
And honestly, those two men, they really helped develop Ring of Honor before it was, where it was, where it's at now. I think without them, Ring of Honor would not be what Ring of Honor is, in my opinion. I know that I'm, speaking out of my ass, but I just still
Ring of Honor would have been nothing without Joe and the Dragon. I'm gonna go that far.
Yeah, it's awesome. Those matches they had. Oh my god, I wouldn't mind seeing.
But so
they made those early days.
But the long and short of it is that Will Ospreay right now, like I know Jay White likes to say he moves the needle. No, he doesn't. I love him. I love him to no end.
It's because they're not booking him right. I told you that. That's where I'm mad.
It's not the booking thing for me.
Yes, it is. For me, it is.
For you,
I love that man. Jay White is not booked correctly.
I understand that, but right now, the person that moves the needle is Will Ospreay. There is a reason why WWE was thirsty. There's a reason they was thirsty for that man.
Oh yes, but they fucked up because they gave him a lesser deal than what Tony Khan gave him, and I know Papa H is hurting because I'll be straight honest. I'll be like, they had the opportunity to get their next Bryan Danielson for WWE. And like how Don mentioned earlier about Ricochet, Ricochet the one, son. He can be high flying, doing everything.
He can do it. He can have a great match, and then he can go to fuck away.
And he had great matches with Ospreay in the junior heavyweight, in the junior and lightweight division back in New Japan.
You couldn't
awesome matches.
So much so at that point, people thought Ricochet was going to be the big deal.
Because he does not have charisma. That what I've been saying.
I don't know if it was charisma.
You can debate me on that.
It's fucking charisma.
It's charisma.
Ricochet has the charisma of like a white painted wall.
I mean, he was decent. He had a decent charisma in NXT. You can't argue that.
Well, yeah, because they gave him that. Because Papa H gave him that freedom.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that. However, now that you're in the main roster, I know blame Papa fucking McNugget. But still,
Venereal Kink McNugget, yes.
But Papa H could figure it out and bring that anticipation back
if he
lost that shit.
I mean, truth be told, honestly, like I said, I'm waiting to see what he does because at this point, it is it's lackluster. But I want to stick with the Will Ospreay because we own that segment.
I know, yeah.
So
wow, you're learning.
Don't get greedy. That shit ain't gonna last long.
You're doing it, Peppy Phil. You're doing it.
Let's be like this. There's a better chance of Tony Khan it's going to be a better chance of Tony Khan doing a better job of women's division than me sticking to these segments.
Just made me gag on my own vapor.
Ospreay is the future of AEW when it comes to the next 4 years of Bryan Danielson's style. I like the fact that he said that he admired him, he grew up with him, and everything else. That's storytelling. That is fucking storytelling. Yes. You're learning, Khan. You're learning.
You're doing it, Tony. Doing it.
That's my question. That's the question I always had. Is that Tony learning, or is that just Will going, this is what I'm doing?
A little bit both.
But still, he's learning what's a story. He is learning. He's watching it because he's there behind the screens and watching. Oh, that's what he said. Hold on. Oh, that's what he said. Look at the crowd, man. What are you doing? Nothing. Like, come on. I hope he is fucking learning. I hope that Jimmy Jacobs and fucking Chris Hero and Jeff Jarrett are telling him, look at the screen, son. Look at that. You see that?
You see the
that? Crowd? Yeah. And Mansoor, the producer, you see how he's pointing the crowd and how he did with Monet and everything else, how he pointed at Ospreay. Bro,
I like what he's doing, by the way.
I do too. I'm surprised he went straight to producing after leaving wrestling.
That's
so to
fucking
speak.
love it. So it's just like I fucking love it.
It works.
It works, and it fucking works. So
Okay.
we already seen that. It just, man, this fucking match. We have already by far full time for Wall Street 2 matches that we call like match of the year. Could be the one, of course, Revolution, the one in Dynamite. This could be the one maybe could top it all. Who knows? We don't know. What do you say?
RC Cola Pepsi Phil has trouble sticking to segments because it's Thursday and he's visualizing all the money he's getting from the ladies on the OnlyFans. I mean, right now he's sitting there. And he's got Shane McMahon's music going through his head. Just here comes the money.
Here comes the U-Bug mix from up here. Pepsi Phil.
$1.
Oh man, see that's fickle. They're fickle. That's right.
So we'll, like I said, honestly, I mean, let's face it. If one of his matches this year don't at least get close to match of the year and at least somewhere in the running, yeah, it's trash.
No, straight out, fucking piece of shit Meltzer and Alvarez right here. Fuck you guys.
Takeshita's already one of them. I'm saying it.
Yeah, easy.
Let's say that. All right. 2 last subjects. We'll close it out here. So, all right. So this is what we got for tonight of what happened in Ring of Honor. So this is what we got. Just saw what happened in Ring of Honor. So we got your finals. We got Billy Starks versus Mercedes Martinez, Red Velvet versus Diamante. So that's the quarterfinals to head to the finals for the TV, women's championship tournament. That's happened today. Billy Starks advanced and Martinez advanced. She beat Abaddon, so that's what's happening. So that's next week. Looking forward to that. We also got already the anticipation happening on April 5th on Friday. You're having, of course, Super Card of Honor. Now you have Eddie Kingston defending the Ring of Honor World Championship versus Mark Briscoe, which we finally get to see Mark Briscoe get the title shot. So maybe the title will change here, Pepsi Phil and DOM. Maybe it will. So we don't have. I'd rather have Mark Briscoe win it, and so he could take care of Ring of Honor. And I know the man gets it all. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like, disagree with me, and I will debate your ass. I don't give a damn what he says. He has it all. This man has it all. And you have the women's championship in Ring of Honor. Athena being challenged by Hikaru Shida, which will happen also on the Ring of Honor Super Card, which I'm actually excited for.
Don't make
finally for fucking once. Finally, but can you put it on a fucking stream, on something or on YouTube or something? Because I don't want to fucking buy your app. No, not gonna do that. I'm sorry. You may have the library, you have it all, but I am not gonna do
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know if I'm buying 2 pay-per-views in the same month.
Actually, hey, when you won't buy 2, you'll be fine. I'll help you.
Okay, cool.
But man, so 3 obviously overall thoughts. Quarterfinals. What are you guys' thoughts about that?
Man.
What are you guys' thoughts about that being the Ring of Honor World Championship?
I'm with Dom. I don't want to choose on the women's side. I don't want to choose.
That is such a hard choice to make.
Exactly.
I love both of them. Let me start with the TV title match, because I think I'm going to say something that maybe we're all thinking. Don't you wish Billy versus Mercedes was for the whole fucking thing?
Yep.
With all due respect to Diamante or Red Velvet, like, you don't really go here. I mean, Mercedes is already a former ROH Women's Champion, and Billy Starks is fucking amazing and has done some incredible things on ROH, whether you can watch it or not. I would love for that to be the finals. Now, I will say that if I'm going to pick a winner out of these 4, I'm going to go with Billy Starks.
Really?
I think she earned it. If you go back to that match she had with Athena and several others, she has been so good and so close and so big for ROH that making her the TV champion, even though you're not on TV, makes perfect sense.
Okay. With
the ROH world title match,
Take it away.
I know what I said about Okada, and I'm not backing off on that. But if Mark Briscoe wins, I'm gonna cry my fucking eyes out.
Me too. I'll cry. I'll cry too.
I will. I mean, to say he's earned it is an understatement, and I'm not just saying that because of what happened to Jay or any. If you go back through his entire career, Mark Briscoe has been a tremendous talent and a tremendous asset to ROH.
Well, look what the fuck happened on fucking Collision last week. He took a fucking part on that fucking fire.
It's not even that. It's not even that. It's like
no, I know, but I'm saying overall.
No, you're right. No, overall, it's like. But the thing about Mark is like you said, he's been holding that shit down for what? Almost
2 decades.
Yeah, exactly. 20 years.
He started at 18, right? Or
carrying the Briscoe flag from ROH to AEW and all now, and everything. Everything that he's done for that company, he has earned that title. And honestly, he probably should have been ROH champion long before this.
Well, here's the thing, though. Remember, even after we lost Jay, he went through a really great time of trying to rebuild himself into that singles wrestler that he was when he first started in ROH. Because remember, he like I said, he became a tag team specialist last 8 to 10 years. Now,
I mean, he was a TV champion for a while, and that's cool. And I wanna say this before my wife leaves because she's probably gonna be like, "What the fuck?" To make me choose between Athena and Hikaru Shida should be illegal.
So
it's legal.
Here's the thing. The reason
how the fuck am I supposed to make that choice?
That better be a top 5 match of the year. I'll tell you that.
You know how you pick Billy Starks because of her match with Athena? That's the reason I'm picking Athena, because of her match with Billy Starks.
Gun to my head, like make a choice. I'm going with Athena because, as I said about the TV tournament, like she goes here, Hikaru. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
And she has had such an incredible women's championship run.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. What does Shida need with another fucking title? What does that do for her? She's already won 3 in AEW. Now she's gonna go to ROH, win the women's championship. She'd already won a women's championship in Japan, came back with that. Like this is just another notch on your belt. But for Athena,
I think it built up Athena more because it gives her that elevation that we kind of needed from her.
Well, no, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Athena beating her, on the other hand, you know, even though she's had this like epic title run, taking down a 3-time AEW Women's Champion at a pay-per-view and retaining your title makes it that much better. And makes Athena that much bigger. So that maybe other people will start paying attention, and networks will say like, "Hey, what do we got to do to get this on here?" You know, that's my hope at least. I think overall, I think Athena and probably Eddie retain, but my heart is screaming for Mark Briscoe to win that title because he fucking deserves it.
I mean, the thing about this that I find most intriguing about this TV title is, why is this in ROH? Why is
it's on WrestleMania weekend?
No, it's not that. It's the fact that this is a major tournament. Like the C2 Classic is what I'm calling it now. That shit was full of ROH guys. I don't know why at least this tournament couldn't have shown up a few times throughout the last 3 shows on AEW. You can't say he won't put ROH talent on there because he's done it before.
Because it's women.
Well, thank you, sir.
Wait, did you hear that? Is there like a ghost or something?
But like this, if it's like, and this is to Dom.
Did I say that?
Yeah, yes, sir, you did. Yes. But the thing is, if this is gonna be your fucking TV title, why aren't your matches on fucking TV?
I've been saying that since the damn tournament began. You're gonna have a TV title tournament for a fucking brand that doesn't have a goddamn TV deal.
But that's the thing though. You have an avenue on television to at least put at least half of the matches on there, if not all of them, honestly. But you could put half the matches.
Put them on fucking Rampage. You know, like put them on Collision. Yeah, it ain't even gotta be Dynamite. Just put some of them on TV. It gets
Shit, just put the
people's
quarterfinals.
eyes.
If nothing else, put the quarterfinals and finals on there, and have
Right,
the finals.
but get some eyes on women like Billy Starks that people might not know. And not only that, it puts Billy Starks in these moments where, like, okay, you're on national TV. Go. Let's see how you do.
I mean, at the very least, you could fucking have it like the finals on a 0-hour show. Like, I hate to say it that way, but at the very least, at least it gets on television.
Yeah.
At least it gets viewed on like YouTube. At least it gets
That's what I'm saying. Like stick a match or two, stick one match on Rampage and another one on Collision.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't see why not. Like, that's the thing that's about this. That's the thing that's bothering me about this a little bit, because this all just seems very. This feels real superficial.
Oh yeah, there'll be a lot of crying in this household if it happens too.
Ain't that the truth?
I actually would cry for that match, to be honest.
If you thought I cried when Sting retired,
trust me, that Friday I'm gonna get off early, so we may do a watch along, because I do what you do is watch alongs. Now I'm taking that full Mania weekend off.
Okay.
Because I'm like, no, we got to do these watch alongs, and of course, I'll be at Pacific Brewery doing events, so we'll be doing that. But I got one more for you guys before we close it out.
Okay.
There's another one. Okay.
Yes, and that is, of course, what's going on tomorrow at Rampage.
The bracketology.
Yes, right here, folks. We got the Revelation, yes! Matt Hardy.
Wonderful.
Tell me that it's wonderful.
I thought his contract was
wonderful. Not with us, because he's here with us all day. But other than that,
he's exclusive to us.
We got Mariah and Tony Storm in the tag team action. The must take a shit out with Commander, which I think is going to be a banger match. Yes, if you guys saw spoilers, I heard, I read, whatever, but we're not fucking piece of shit Alvarez or fucking Seltzer. I'm not gonna tell you what happened. I'm not, because that's not our job here. We want to enjoy wrestling. I'd rather watch it and enjoy it. You have, of course, Best Friends versus Dark Order. You have United Kingdom versus Top Flight and Action Andretti, and the revelation of the tag team tournament bracket that we talked about, that we all predicted it correctly.
For March Madness.
Exactly. March Madness already started, so there we go. So who thoughts on your tag team tournament, Pepsi Phil? Who should win and who should be participating in this one?
Here's the problem.
Okay.
I need a tag division. I'll say that with all due respect. Honestly, this goes back to the very beginning. They had a beautiful tag division. Like, literally, we lorded that shit over WWE for not having a tag division. They had it and let that shit become decimated.
You know what? No, they decimated it themselves trying to fill 2 trios divisions for 2 sets of titles.
That's your argument. We will leave with that. But here's my thing. You destroyed your tag division. That's not my point. My point is, you destroyed your tag division. Why the fuck should I care about who gets this belt? Like, literally, why should I care about who gets the tag belt? Exactly, that's my point. Like, you have a bunch of dudes who tag together, but like I said, honestly, right now, can you actually, like, Phoenix is on the shelf? Like you said, Blackpool might technically count as a tag team. I mean, House of Black technically could count as a tag team.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there for a minute, because I'll make this short and sweet. Although I know they have injuries too, as soon as I look at that Best Friends team and I think about how long Best Friends day one tag team, like, first tournament for the tag team titles. It would be so fitting for them to finally get over the hump and become the next AEW tag team champions. Especially if when Chuck comes back, we get these Freebird rules. Like, any 2 members of this clique can defend these tag belts, because Lord knows Orange Cassidy likes to fuck himself up. So when he gets hurt, Chuck can step in. If Chuck gets hurt, hey, put Rocky in there. We don't give a fuck. Roppongi Vice will be defending the tag titles on behalf of Best Friends.
I mean,
Like,
truth
who
be
gives a
told,
fuck? You go so many ways with that.
true, but I mean, you got, and then like I said, breaking up the Bang Bang Scissor gangs. You got like 4. You got 2 tag teams right there. That you could
Adam, a fucking. Remember I said earlier, Adam, 2 more people at least.
Yeah. So at the very least, so like I said, I will when I see a tag division. Because here's the thing, I have a fear that FTR might win it, which I don't even understand how that could happen again. Because it's like I thought they were like kind of slowing down for themselves, but right now I need to see an actual built-up tag division. Like I need to see what the brackets look like before I decide.
I need to see the brackets. I know the tag division is beat up, but it's not nearly as close. But in comparison, Best Friends has earned those tag team titles, like Mark Briscoe earned a world title in ROH. Those guys have been there from the ground floor all the way through. They have made some of the biggest tag team moments in AEW history.
I mean, if nothing else, Sue could get a belt.
And they have never sniffed the tag team titles. So as much as I love FTR, maybe they could take it from down the road. I don't know. We're not talking about that. We're talking about this. It has to be Best Friends here.
All right. Let me see. Zach McCain, hey, if you're watching still, appreciate you still watching, but you did put a comment here.
Zach.
Which I will highlight.
Thank you for coming back on the gram, buddy.
Let me save your comment here so I can put it here. Unfortunately, our streamer does not allow us to go ahead and put that. I don't know why. I wish we could.
So
I wish they would just add it to the sidebar.
So I agree. So I guess I'll agree with you about Best Friends because they have been.
All right, let's see. If they're willing to put an instant classic match along with putting a hell of performance, I don't mind holding anything against storytelling wise. Mark Briscoe because he's doing this for Jay.
Mm-hmm. See, even that, just reading that got me like.
I'm gonna cry if that match
because it just feels right. Like Best Friends finally getting over the hump. Mark Briscoe finally getting over the hump feels right. It feels like something that should have happened already.
Yeah. I totally agree.
And I'm going on emotion tonight. Okay, I'm in my feels after Mark Briscoe, so I'm sticking with it, and I'm sticking with Best Friends, and I hope they pull it off. I don't even care if it's Orange Cassidy. That just makes their chances even better because Orange Cassidy kind of a big deal.
Well, they can make it like a Freebirds rule. Just pass it around and see that's it. I mean, they could do that. Why not? I'm with you.
And that would be fun too.
That would be fun.
Because then when Orange Cassidy has kinesio tape from his neck to his nuts, then somebody could step in and defend the title for him.
See what Temple had to say. They was tech division, the rest of the division, but they don't use. I know Temple. I'm hoping that they start because you got a lot of writers that you mentioned earlier. They should. So let's hope they do. Let's just hope they do.
Again, as I said earlier, it seems like things are going in the right direction in AEW. It seems like they're putting stories together and they're booking a little better and things are, looking up. I need more.
You get a lot more, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So I know FTR is going to be in there.
FTR versus the oh, please, no.
I said that on the last week before. I mean, a week ago about the prediction for Revolution. I did say that.
No,
so, I mean, let's see. Don't forget, they're gonna be started. Oh no, they're gone. Both of them gone. Debate that, Christ. Oh my God, no, you can't. What can we debate about that? They're gone. They're freaking gone, unfortunately. So
are they even a team anymore? Because I thought they had beef.
No, they have beef, so they're separated. So
that's a damn shame. Those guys were amazing.
I don't know what happened there and why we don't touch that subject because we don't know what really is happening on that. So I'd rather not touch
I couldn't even begin to understand the situation, so I'm not going to go there.
Yeah. Yes. And, well, Pepsi Phil's is already gone. Well, folks, we are done here for this evening. But before we go, I wanted to go ahead and say announcement. I know you guys are going to be like, why? But it's not my rules, and it's unfortunately not the new rules. So, within next week or 2 weeks, we will still have our watch-alongs here, but you will have Of course, Raw Dog and De Niro moving to his own channel because since now he's affiliated with XM Sirius XM Radio. So the Sirius XM Radio will be promoting a YouTube channel for Raw Dog and De Niro. So be expecting that, folks. That's what's going to happen. And that will be happening soon. The announcement will come. But we'll have our watch-alongs here. If it's on Mondays, if it's not with him, it'll be with us. Or you go with him. I will provide the details more when it's announced more and on his Facebook, on his Instagram. But De Niro is not going anywhere. He's still part of the debate network. He ain't going nowhere. He's still here. He's just taking Raw De Niro somewhere else. But he will still be here with us on the network. He ain't going nowhere. It just, once you're with official contract with Sirius XM Radio, that's a whole different story. So that's why, they have to go ahead and do that. It's not because, I wish you could be with me, but it is. But it's fine. So congratulations to De Niro. So, but if there's Raws that he doesn't do, we could probably do them here. Either myself, or the DOM, or Pepsi Phil. We'll do it here, and we'll just go ahead and knock it out for you guys to let you know what's going on because we're heading into Mania. There's a lot of things happening there. So make sure you follow the Delorean, of course, as he'll be having his YouTube channel for the Raw Dog and De Niro, brought to you by Sirius XM Radio. So make sure. But for us, make sure you subscribe, you listen to us on audio platforms, and also that now we're a part now of iHeartRadio, which that shocked me. So let's cross fingers there that hopefully everything goes good and very, very well. Shout out to iHeartRadio for allowing us to be on their platform so they actually reach out to us to go ahead and get that. So if you're listening to us, there you go. And also to Amazon, because these are the two that reach out to us to be on their platform. And I appreciate all the fans that have been tuning in and
absolutely,
and everything overall here for you guys around the world, in UK, Brazil, Canada, Vietnam, Ukraine, everywhere, and America as well. Thank you very much for listening and keeping us going up to Australia. Shout out to Australia. Love you guys. You guys as well started with us since day one where we're at. And we appreciate you guys for giving us the opportunity and for you guys to be at your homes to listen to and continue to listen to us. We got a lot here to offer for you guys on the Debate Network, not only just Circle Debate. The return will be back for Top Pro Wrestling Talk very soon. You got, of course, the return of the Media Podcast. You have the return coming back soon of the Title Fight Podcast because UFC 300 is coming up. And hopefully this Saturday, if I could get these two men to agree with me, we may do a debate center because we want to debate about once the revelation happens of the tag team tournament. So we could debate of, hey, who should win the tournament? We got to get the bracket.
Team Hornswoggle.
Oh, God. He said Team Hornswoggle. Yes. And shout out, of course, yes. It destroyed his. Tempo, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that happens, bro. I wish
basically,
that's what I said.
And also, Zach, McCain, you're watching. I know, and I apologize. Your last comment you put, I'm very excited for it all. It also hits me up to want to get together and have an interview with each other, catch up with me on Fight TV or Title Match Network or Battleground Championship Wrestling. Thank you very much. We will do that definitely, and you will catch us as well. You will catch us as well, and because next month we will be promoting. We will be, of course, affiliated with of course, PCW Ultra. We will be sponsoring 2 matches coming soon to be announced. I can't tell you what it is until you will know till further notice. So keep an eye on that. But other than that, I'll let my two hermanos here to close it out to give where you can find them. And hopefully we can get them here Saturday to the Debate Center so we could talk about the bracket of the tag team tournament. And we still got to cover New Japan, what's happening in the J Cup. I know it's a lot of cover, folks, but we do it here for you guys. So there's a lot of things here to cover. and to give our thoughts, see Rampage and everything else was going on in the world of wrestling because a lot of things going on. But Pepsi Phil, let them know. Where can they find the $3.99? Where can they find the man with the hello lady?
Hello, ladies.
Hey.
Y'all just give it up for free agent.
For the people.
We the people.
Y'all, you mean y'all the people's hoes.
Champ.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, my bad. Anyway,
People's champ.
He's a debate.
Anyway, you can find me on Instagram. You can find my articles, my stories, my art, and all the other craziness on here. Instagram is PhilipJP at 24601. Check out my profile. All my links are there, and you can find me there. And obviously, you can come back here and see these two yahoos roll with me, because they're trying to, Future Hoes Incorporated right here. The hung lovers at its finest, the greatest trios ever.
That's right. That is right. And also, you can catch a director now because Chris Kennedy will be doing for now because of his schedule, folks. And if you guys are listening and watching, he'll be doing his recaps solo on our Instagram. Just click right below on the link tree where you can follow us, and he'll be doing that until further notice. He'll come back here with us live because right now he's busy doing an album. He's busy getting ready to perform in 2 weeks, which I'll be there.
Okay.
So, this man is a busy man. So that's what happens when you are in a band. That's what happens. Follow Fake the Story, folks, and listen to Fake the Story.
I ain't gonna lie to you too. I wouldn't mind going to Mexico for Triple Mania to see Pentagon and Vampiro.
Yeah.
People thought we were bullshitting. Nice. No, you got to go back to look at the Vampiro podcast. So I'm paying attention to AAA and seeing it. They're gonna announce it. So I'm waiting.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
Don't fuck it up, K-Dog.
Notorious. Break it down. Well, before you do, close it out if you want to.
Let me do it like this. First and foremost, thank you to these gentlemen, and I use that term loosely, on the screen with me for putting up with my bullshit. And of course, a shout out to everyone in the live chat, everyone that will be listening to this after the fact on our many, many podcast platforms, expanding by the day. Love you, Amazon, iHeart, all that. If you want to find Top Rope, you can always follow us on the X at Top Rope WT. You can come search for the greatest wrestling group on Facebook, and that is Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Invite yourself and get in on Mop Madness. Peter's got a nice little game going for March. It's great. Get in on our discussion threads. Just talk wrestling with some really awesome folks like me, Pepsi Phil, the chef. The list goes on. And of course, you can find us at the world's greatest Instagram handle ever that I made, which is at top_rope_wrestling_talk. And that's all the pander monkeying I have for this week. So everybody enjoy Collision tomorrow. Enjoy your weekend. Most importantly, enjoy wrestling. If it's not your cup of tea, let somebody else drink it.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
Smooth, right?
And also, folks, if we are here on Saturday, if we're not, but I'm telling you guys early, that's why I'm wearing the green for a reason, is for Happy St. Patrick's Day, folks.
Yes.
In case we're not here on this weekend, what's Happy St. Patrick's Day? I'll say it again, if we are here Saturday, hopefully we are, because we have to do a debate center, because there's a lot of shit going on in the world of sports and wrestling. So there's a lot of things going on. So hopefully we could do something at least for you guys, because the next 2 weeks is WrestleMania week coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So get ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to get you guys ready for WrestleMania for that as well, because we got a lot of things to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much things to talk about. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in here and enjoying us here on this incredible debate here. And yes, you see, I forgot to put that on during Dynamite, but that's fine. That's what happened with alcohol. That is right. That's what happens.
Oh,
But, see, yeah, go ahead, Phil. What were we gonna say?
Oh no, I got my new handshake. I heard it's Zero Miro. I give you hung lovers.
Hung lovers.
Exactly.
No wonder why Temple said the E is out for a reason because
hung lover.
Erection, right? There you go. But you already heard it, folks.
I expect to see it on the streets, people.
New merch is coming soon. I'm working on that, so stay tuned. And for everybody in the UK as well, because I will put that out for you guys in the UK. So you guys already know. Until then, folks, you already know the Debate Network here. Top Rope Wrestling Talk, Title Fight Podcast, Meathead Podcast, Delorean, and COD. Debate Network. And more shows are coming here in this network. Before I go, just one more comment before Temple. Let's see you guys do it. We will. You will be on with us in the watch along. We will.
Yeah,
I would love to, dude.
Got it.
And,
on a time difference.
And
we'll work something out, Temple.
And Zach McCain says, "I'm always born ready for Mania 40. I got from row seat, backstage pass, it all. So good luck. Hey,
jealous, Zach. Thank you again."
Chad, enjoy, brother. Be safe out there for Mania week, but we'll be here doing the watch along. But until then, you already know we don't just do podcasts and music or writing or anything else. We fucking make history. That's what it is. Wendy, I know you're not here, but I'll do it for you. Might as well. Bye.
Bye. Must bid you adieu, a goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Oh my God, it's so great. Bang! Yes!